Yin. Without much thought, she immediately approached the edge of the bridge she was crossing, her eyes shifting down to the river below. When seen, the river seemed far away from the top of the bridge. Her feet climbed the edge of the bridge, and slowly she stood there, closing her eyes. "It will end soon," she said, then pushed her body forward slowly. However, a hand stopped her action, making her fall into someone's embrace. "What are you doing? Do you want to end your life in such a foolish way? JK. Are you crazy, huh? What you did was very dangerous, Yin. Why? Why do you always come when I want to end my life, huh? Why do you always appear in front of me? You're just my brother's friend, nothing to me. You don't need to take care of my life." JK only listened to all the words uttered by her until he finally brought her into his embrace, hugging her tightly and warmly. "Cry if you want. I'll accompany you until you're satisfied. Crying. Make me a place to release all the burdens inside you." JK continued to hug Yin tightly, gently stroking her hair to her back. Eventually, Yin buried her face in his neck, and her tears flowed, wetting his shoulder. "I'm tired. I'm tired of everything. Why can't I live peacefully? I'm not a killer. I can't possibly kill my own mother." "Shh. Yes, yes. I know you're not a killer, Yin." JK continued to gently caress her head, while she cried even more in his embrace. His shirt got wetter with her tears until not long after, what JK suspected finally happened. In JK's embrace, she once again fainted. JK immediately lifted Yin's body and took her to his car to go back to his mansion. "You must be suffering a lot. Relax. I will always be by your side until you and I unite someday. I will help you heal, baby." Slowly, JK stroked her cheek, then briefly stroked her head. After that, he started his car engine and drove back to his mansion. 1 month ago, Kim Yin, a beautiful and kind girl, yet struggling with severe anxiety and panic disorders, especially in crowded places. Since the age of 7, she has experienced severe trauma, leading to the manifestation of mental health issues. Now she stands silently, gazing towards the exit where everyone is busy with their activities. Suddenly, someone enters her room. "Miss, someone wants to meet you." "Who?" "I don't know." An older man around 40. Yin looks at the maid and approaches her. "Did you tell him I'm not home?" The maid bows and stays silent, and Yin sighs. "I knew he wouldn't believe I'm gone. Okay, I'll go down and ask him to leave." "What should I do? What if young master finds out he came again and creates a scene here?" Meanwhile, Yin sees a man sitting on the living room sofa and immediately approaches him. "I told you not to come again. I rejected your proposal, and my brother also disagrees with me marrying your son. It's better for you to leave my house now." Yin walks away from the place. The man glances at Yin. "I came here not to discuss that proposal. There's one thing I want to tell you." Yin stops in her tracks and turns around. "Tell me what? Do you still remember the accident 16 years ago? I heard only you and your father survived." Yin looks at the man with a shocked expression. Suddenly, horrific memories flood back into her mind. The man smirks, observing Yin's reaction. "And where is your mother? Did she survive the accident? Did you leave her alone? Or did you kill your own mother?" Yin's body trembles intensely, and cold sweat instantly covers her. She remembers a terrifying word, "mother," she says with pale lips. The man approaches her and stares at Yin. "Answer my questions. Why only you and your father survived? Did you plan a murder?" "Mother? No. I didn't kill my mother. I'm not a murderer," she screams, suddenly shouting like a mad person. "No, I never killed her. I never killed my own mother." That's how Yin screams while holding her head and covering her ears. Tears instantly flowed down her smooth cheeks. "No, it wasn't me who killed her. I'm not a murderer." Suddenly, a young man punches the old man to the floor. "What did you just say to my sister, huh?" "Aish, it's very rude to hit an old man," he says, wiping blood from his mouth. "You're the rude one, making my sister scream like that. Don't you realize you've scared her? Guards, take this bastard out of my house, quick," he commands, and immediately 2 guards come and take the bastard away, but before leaving, he says, "Luckily, my son didn't marry a crazy woman like her." The man finally left. Jin ran his hands through his hair roughly, while Yin remained frightened and confused. Without hesitation, Jin hugged his sister and gently stroked her hair. "Calm down. I'm here. There's nothing to fear now. I'm here with you," he reassured his sister. Yin immediately hugged her brother tightly, but her breath was still uneven. Jin kissed Yin's forehead and stroked her back. "Brother, I didn't kill mom, right? It wasn't me, right?" "No, it wasn't you who killed our mom. It was just an accident. You didn't kill anyone, dear." Jin felt Yin's body weaken, realizing what might happen. He promptly lifted Yin. Get her personal doctor here. Jin ordered one of his maids as he headed towards Yin's room. Yes, young master. The maid bowed and went to call Yin's personal doctor. Jin gently laid Yin down and covered her with a blanket. He sat beside the bed, stroking her hair. I'm sorry I couldn't always protect you. I'm sure you've been suffering because of those painful memories. After a while, a doctor in a white coat entered Yin's room. Happened again? Yes. Yoonji immediately examined Yin, who was lying unconscious on the bed. A few minutes later, her trauma is worsening. If she continues to recall her past, it might lead to her being treated in a mental hospital. Are you saying my sister is insane? Is that it? Jin asked with a rather high tone, clearly upset by the suggestion that his sister might be considered insane. Jin, calm down. I'm not saying Yin is insane. I'm just concerned that her anxiety disorder might not heal on its own. I recommend taking her to America. I'm sure she'll receive proper treatment there. Jin thought for a moment and nodded, indicating his agreement. Alright, tomorrow morning I'll take Yin there. Alright, I'll go too and assist her there. Yoonji said, and Jin immediately approved. By the way, I also have to meet JK's Corp in America. They've invited me to collaborate with their company. A man was busy with his laptop when his secretary approached him. Sir, your client in Korea is coming to America to meet you, so we won't be going to Korea tomorrow morning. His hands, previously typing, suddenly stopped as he looked at his secretary. Why does he want to meet me? What's happening? I apologize, Mr. Jian. He mentioned that it's a personal matter. That's all he told me earlier. Fine. You may leave now. With his command, the secretary quickly exited the room. JK watched his secretary leave and pondered over what he had just heard. Why did Brother Jin go to America for a personal matter? Didn't he say that I should be the one meeting him? Besides, I'm returning to Korea as well, as my work here is done. Besides, I have to manage father's company in Korea. After wrestling with his thoughts, JK turned off the computer and hurried home to his mansion. JK parked his car at the mansion's entrance and tossed the car keys to his guard. Park my car in the garage, he commanded and went inside. Yes, sir. JK went straight to his room to rest, lying down on the bed, still contemplating the secretary's words about his client. Ugh, why am I thinking about Brother Jin's private matters? Forget it, I need to sleep. From my diagnosis earlier, it has reached the stage of an anxiety disorder. This mental illness is quite severe, and the patient will experience intense anxiety, affecting them physically, such as frequent headaches and prolonged fainting. Recovery might take a long time, as she needs to adapt to her surroundings, including her past. I'll take my leave now. The doctor clarified and left Jin and Yoonji alone. Ugh, I failed as her brother. I'm a terrible brother. He expressed his emotions while hitting the wall. Calm down, Jin. We just need to help Yin get accustomed to her environment. Even though she's afraid of crowds, I believe she'll get used to it eventually. Jin looked through the window of Yin's hospital room, seeing her huddled, staring blankly. Jin felt that all of this was their father's fault. If he hadn't forced Yin to come along, the accident might not have happened. Jin, I think I need to return to Korea. There's an urgent matter I have to deal with. I'm sorry, I can't accompany you any longer. I understand. Thank you for bringing me here. Take care, and I hope you arrive safely. Yoonji nodded and left Jin alone. While looking at his sister, Jin's phone vibrated, and he quickly answered. Hello, yes, I'll be there soon, he said, ending the call. Reluctantly, he had to leave his sister here alone because of pressing matters, as Yin couldn't be discharged from the hospital yet. A few hours later, what Yin is thinking at the moment is unclear. She gazes blankly out the window, embracing her knees, experiencing only silence. Did I really kill Mom? Dad said Mom's death was because of me. Why me? Why does Dad always blame me? Am I unworthy of living? I can't take it anymore. I feel like I should join Mom. God, please take my life now. I don't want to live like this. I've suffered for too long. I can't bear it any longer. A few moments later, a nurse entered Yin's room. Miss, it's time to take your medicine, she said while preparing medicine for Yin. As the nurse prepared the medication, Yin glanced at the door. She quickly removed her fore and ran out. The nurse in her room was surprised and immediately contacted the doctor and other nurses. Yes, Yin escaped from the hospital and headed towards the street. However, she stopped when she saw the hustle and bustle of the street, with many people and vehicles passing by, causing her to panic. The sound of car horns reminded her of the painful incident. Yin covered her ears as the noise became louder, her hands trembling as people looked at her. Cold sweat poured down her body, and her lips only uttered the word murderer. No, not me. I didn't kill mom, dad. Not me. She screamed, drawing attention from people around. I'm not a killer. I'm not a murderer. People just stared at her, and some called the mental hospital. Yin ran away, not knowing where, into the busy street, continuously running away from the crowd. I express my gratitude for being willing to collaborate with Kim Corporate, JK. Jin said, shaking hands with JK. Yeah, bro, I hope with our collaboration, our companies will prosper and grow rapidly. Oh bro, can I ask you something? What do you want to ask? I'm not trying to meddle in your private affairs, but I just want to know something. What? Besides working together with my company, do you have any other reason? I heard you have another reason. Can you tell me? Jin was surprised by JK's question. He remained silent for a moment, took a deep breath, and exhaled. Actually, my purpose here isn't just for the company. It's for my little sister too. You have a little sister? Why am I only finding out now? I deliberately didn't make my sister's presence public to avoid causing her trouble. The reason I came here is for her treatment. Do you mean she's sick? Jin nodded and lowered his head. What the illness does your sister have? She suffers from severe mental disorders like anxiety and panic attacks, all due to her past. Our father mistreated her because of a misunderstanding. He believes she caused our mother's death. Even after our father left us, he still harbors hatred towards my sister. JK nodded slowly, looking at Jin, who began to shed tears. JK felt guilty for forcing Jin to answer such a question. Bro, forgive me for asking you this. I sincerely apologize. Jin quickly wiped away his tears and looked at JK. It's okay. You were just curious why I met you here. Well, I have to go to accompany my sister. JK watched Jin leave. Aish. Why did I even ask? Seriously. Nevertheless, there was still something compelling JK to find out about Jin's affairs here. The clock showed 8 p.m., and JK immediately headed to the airport, because today, JK was going back to his home country. For the time being, his company would be entrusted to his secretary, and JK would monitor it from afar. The streets of New York were bustling and crowded, filled with various vehicles like cars and buses. At that moment, a girl was running from somewhere, continuously running until she reached the edge of the road. In this way, I will join mom. Wait for me, mom. Yes, it was none other than Kim Yin, the girl looking blankly ahead. Her feet stepped onto the asphalt road, and suddenly, a car was approaching from the side. Yin glanced at the car, which was honking to alert her to move away. But Yin didn't hear it. The car approached, and her action was halted when someone grabbed her hand and pulled Yin to the side of the road, immediately embracing her tightly. Yin was surprised by this person's gesture and tried to break free from the hug, but instead, the person held her even tighter. What are you doing? Let go of me. The person immediately released their embrace upon hearing Yin's shout. Forgive me. I thought you were attempting suicide. Yin just gave a cynical stare at the man before her. Why did you pull me? Why did you save me? I just wanted to leave this world, but you had to stop it. What do you want, huh? The man looked confused at Yin, and suddenly, Yin felt her body and head go weak, eventually fainting. Fortunately, the man quickly caught Yin's petite frame. Aish, why did you have to faint at a time like this? What's wrong with me? Why did I hug her earlier? Why am I suddenly caring like this? It's so inconvenient. The man immediately took Yin to the nearest hospital. You're such a trouble. Yes, the man brought Yin to the hospital where she had been treated before. The doctor who attended to Yin felt relieved and thanked the man. Thank you, sir. Luckily, you found her. We almost gave up searching for her as she suddenly escaped from the hospital. The man nodded, glancing at his watch. Seems like I have to go. In that case, I'll take my leave. Oh yes, thank you again. A few days later, they had returned to Korea. Yin's rehabilitation did not go smoothly in America. I don't know what to do anymore, Jin. Yin's mental illness might not be curable. Jin could only resign himself to his fate. He had to accept the reality faced by his sister Yin. I hope you can accept this. Yoonji comforted Jin with a pat on his shoulder. Jin only responded with a nod. Suddenly, Jin's phone rang. Yes, hello? Bro, it's me, JK. Oh, JK, what's up? Tonight, there's a ceremony for my inauguration as the CEO of my father's company. Can you come? Well, I'll be there. Yes, and can you bring your sister? I'd like to meet her. But JK, she's afraid of crowds. I can't bring her. Oh, really? I really want to meet her. Why are you so insistent on meeting my sister? I know you well, but I've never met your sister before, so I'm curious about what she's like, that's all. Yoonji nudged Jin's hand. Hey, Why are you refusing to bring Yin? It could also be a therapy for her. Who knows? We might gradually eliminate her fear of people. I'll take responsibility. Fine. I'll bring her later, JK. But is it okay? What if something happens later? I'm not forcing you though. Don't worry, Yoonji will be responsible. You mean brother Yoonji? Is your sister his patient? Yes, he's been taking care of my sister. Oh, okay then. I'm really looking forward to your presence. JK ended the call unilaterally. Jin stared at Yoonji sharply, and the latter remained silent. Just be careful not to escape from your responsibility. I'll shred your body. Aish, relax. As her personal doctor and a second brother after you, I'll take responsibility. Later that night, Jin is eagerly awaiting his sister, who is getting ready to attend JK's inauguration as the CEO. After a few minutes, Yin descends the stairs and approaches her brother. Brother, I'm ready. Jin turns around, marveling at Yin's beauty. However, a sudden sadness overcomes Jin as he reflects on the fact that his beautiful sister is plagued by a mental illness that seems difficult, if not impossible, to cure. They head to the car and directly to the hotel where the Jungkook event will take place. Many attendees gather at the event, mostly business associates of Jungkook Company. As Jin and Yin enter the room, many eyes turn towards them. Most assume Yin is Jin's girlfriend, as nearly everyone was unaware of Yin's existence. They presume Jin to be the only child of the Kim family. Numerous men are astonished by Yin's beauty, and women start feeling envious of her appearance. Becoming the center of attention, Yin starts feeling uncomfortable, her breath getting shallower. However, her brother holds Yin's hand tightly, comforting her. The inauguration ceremony for JK proceeds smoothly. Now, JK has officially become the heir to his father's company. As Jin gathers with his other business associates and close friends. Bro, it's been a while since we met. How many years has it been since we gathered like this? It's been 5 years since we got busy managing our respective companies. How about you, JK? I see you've become even more handsome. But why are you still single? Are you praising me or mocking me? Hey, are you guys starting again? I'll tear your mouths apart if you keep fighting. Yoonji threatens, and everyone laughs at the threat. Oh bro, didn't you bring your sister? I heard she's very pretty. JK said you were bringing her. Where's she now? We never knew you had a sister. She's with Rose. Wait, I'll call her. Jin leaves to summon his sister. Yin, how are you? Has your illness improved? Park Rose has been Yin's friend since high school. The doctor said my illness can't be cured. They said my anxiety disorder won't get better. Now, I'm afraid to be in a crowd. Fortunately, you brought me to a quiet place. Thank you for understanding, Rose. Well, why did your brother ask you to come to this party then? He said it's therapy for me. All I need to be cautious about is someone remembering my past. Rose nods, and her eyes unintentionally catch sight of Jin from behind. Yin. Oh, hi brother. Yeah, hi Rose. Can I borrow my sister for a moment? I need to introduce her to my friends. Of course, she's your sister after all. After a few minutes of walking, they suddenly find themselves where Jin is gathering with his friends. Unintentionally, Yin's and JK's eyes meet. They remain silent and shocked as JK sees Yin's face. Isn't she the girl who tried to commit suicide in America? Is she brother Jin's sister they've been talking about all this time? Everyone, let me introduce my sister, Kim Yin. She's the one I've been telling you all about, including you, JK. Yin looks panicked as everyone gazes at her. Quickly, Yoonji calms her down. Yin, relax. They won't harm you. They are all friends of your brother and mine too. Yoonji says while soothing Yin from her panic. Hi Yin, nice to meet you. I'm Jope. This is Namjoon, Jimin, V, and the last one is JK. Maybe your age isn't much different from JK, so just call him by his name. We're all your brother's friends. We won't harm you, Yin. We are all good people. With a nervous smile, Yin tries to regulate her breathing. Yes, nice to meet you all. Trying to smile, Yin becomes more comfortable in her surroundings and gradually reveals her suppressed nature. Jin feels relieved at his sister's rapid progress. Did I say we don't need a doctor? We just need support from the surrounding environment. Jin only displays his proud smile, watching his sister starting to adapt, even though there's still a little nervousness. As they laugh together, a man suddenly approaches JK. Mr. Jian JK, congratulations on your appointment as the CEO of Jian's company. Yin's ears recognize the voice, and when she turns to look at the source, fate plays with her once again, bringing someone who has made her suffer for so long. The middle-aged man looks at Yin with a menacing gaze, displaying his evil smile. Dad? No. Yoonji feels relieved to see Yin awake and immediately checks on her. Finally, you're awake. Yin looks at Yoonji, sweat on her face. Brother, why am I suddenly in a hotel room? You fainted, so we brought you here. Where's my brother now? He went to look for your father. Yoonji responds, and Yin nods slowly. For some reason, Yin seems to be losing control of herself more and more. Brother, can I get better? Yin's sudden question surprises Yoonji. He doesn't know how to answer. Why? Will I be like this forever? Softly, Yin speaks with despair, prompting Yoonji to quickly shake his head, searching for a way to comfort her. No, Yin. You will get better. I'll help you until you return to normal like everyone else. A faint smile appears on her face. Suddenly, Yoongi's phone rings. Yes? Oh, alright. I'll come back. Yin, I'm sorry. I have to go. Actually, your brother asked me to look after you. But due to a call from the hospital, I can't stay. Really? In that case, go. They must need you. Yoonji can't bear to leave Yin alone. He considers Yin like a younger sister, especially since he became her private psychiatric doctor. Nevertheless, Yin still looks weak and pale due to the recent events she experienced. An idea crosses Yoongi's mind. Alright, I'll call someone to keep you company until Jin comes back. I'm not sure when he'll return. Yin still feels scared about meeting people, especially strangers. Relax, he won't harm you. He's my friend and your brother's friend. He'll take care of you temporarily. Yoonji reassures Yin. While Yin hesitantly nods, Yoonji smiles and leaves the room, leaving Yin staring out the large window. As time passes, her eyes start to feel heavy, and eventually, she falls asleep due to exhaustion. JK. What's up, bro? Can I ask for your help if you're not busy? What do you need, brother? I received a call from the hospital, so I have to go. Now, Yin is alone in the hotel room, so I want you to take care of her until Jin comes back here. Why me? Aren't there others? I can only trust you. And besides, they all have girlfriends or someone they're interested in. It's not appropriate to ask them to take care of a girl alone in a bedroom. You're the only one I can rely on, JK. Please. But why don't you ask Rose? I saw her with Yin earlier. Rose went home early because her mother is alone. Well, if that's the case, I'm sure you can take care of her. Yoonji says, then quickly leaves the hotel for the hospital. JK immediately goes to the hotel room where Yin is. He opens the door quietly to avoid making noise. His eyes see a girl fast asleep on the king-size bed. JK approaches the bed, sitting on the edge cautiously. Slowly, he pulls down the blanket to get a clearer view of Yin's face. As JK gazes at her face, he recalls Jin's words in America about his sister's mental health struggles. So, Brother Jin was talking about you? I don't know why I was so curious at that time. Is it because he always hid your existence, making me curious? I've known him for years and never knew he had a younger sister. But why does my heart feel like it can't ignore you? Finally, JK carefully rises from his seat, takes off his suit, loosens his tie, folds his sleeves, and then sits on the sofa. He decides to play with his phone, occasionally glancing at Yin to monitor her condition. It's currently 7 in the morning. A girl has just woken up due to the sunlight streaming into the room. Are you awake? Someone unfamiliar to Yin spoke, and she immediately turned to look at the person with confusion. Who are you? I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Jian JK, the one who hosted the party last night. Oh, really? But why are you in here? I was told by Yoonji to watch over you overnight. Yin nodded and quickly got up from the bed. Where are you going? I want to go home. Let me take you. JK attempted to offer, but Yin shook her head and walked towards the door. It could be dangerous if you go home alone. Let me take you. I don't want Brother Jin to be mad at you for returning from the hotel alone, he said while holding Yin's arm. Eventually, Yin just surrendered and agreed to JK's invitation, and they left the hotel together. Thank you for taking me home, Yin said, while bowing and quickly entering her house. Wait, she didn't even offer me to come into her house? Finally, JK started his car and left Yin's mansion. Jimin, can I ask for your help? Jimin is JK's right-hand man and a longtime friend. They have been friends since their time in college in America. Just say it. I need you to gather information about this girl, JK said while handing a photo to Jimin, while Jimin examined the photo carefully. Isn't this the girl who fainted, Brother Jin's sister, at the party yesterday? I don't know what makes me curious about her. Let me know once you gather information. Why not just ask him directly? I don't want to offend or misunderstand him by asking too much about his sister directly. Jaemin nodded and left JK's room. Why can't you find that man? Jin scolded his subordinates. I'm sorry, young master. It seems he quickly erased his traces, making it undetectable. Jin roughly pulled his hair. What now? Yin's safety is seriously threatened by that bastard. Suddenly, Jin heard Yin's screams from her room. He immediately went to Yin's room and checked on her. Upon entering, shattered glass was scattered everywhere, and there was fresh blood all around. Jin's eyes saw Yin frightened, her body covered in blood, and her face slightly dirty from the blood. What happened, dear? Why is it so messy? And why is there blood everywhere? Jin immediately hugged his trembling sister. Brother, he's here. He's here again. He wants to kill me. Yin's words shocked Jin even more. No, it's not me. Please forgive me, Dad. I never killed my mom. Her trauma surfaced. She became very aggressive and rebellious. Let me go. I'm not a killer. I didn't kill her. Please don't hurt me again. I beg you. Don't torture me again. Don't torture me, Dad. It continued like this, causing everyone in her house to be very concerned about her worsening condition after meeting her father. At the same time, Jin's eyes looked toward the window with a sentence written in blood. Get ready, I will to kill you. Are you playing games with me? I will make you regret for the rest of your life. Good job. The old man sitting at his grand desk praised, and a tall man wearing a mask approached him. How was it? That's just the beginning. Soon, you will suffer even more. The old man laughed happily as the man displayed the results of his work, a girl screaming in fear. Continue your mission, and here's your payment. The old man handed over several checks with the specified amounts. The man promptly took them, counted the money, then evilly smiled, nodding his head. I have one more small task for you, he said, while playing with a knife in his hand, handing over a paper with information about a company. Create trouble in the company until he's forced to leave that girl. He explained and provided a photo of a man, none other than a picture of Jin. The man smirked, nodded, and left. I will avenge the death of someone very dear to me. Just wait, your life will soon be in jeopardy, my little girl. For the past few months, Yin has experienced similar incidents repeatedly. Someone threatens her life, increasing her fear and worsening her anxiety disorder. Even Yoonji stated that it would be very challenging to cure her, meaning there's no other way to normalize Yin. From nightmares to screaming at the sight of blood and developing social phobia, it's truly pitiful. Who could withstand such a mentally challenging condition like Yin? Later that night, Jin's friends gathered at his house. Jin sighed heavily, indicating a significant problem. What should I do? I have to leave Yin. The company in Italy is affecting the one here. Jin complained, having just received news about the chaos in the company. It added to Jin's stress, especially considering Yin's deteriorating condition. Truly a heavy burden for Jin. What if we help you, brother? Jaemin suggested. Jin looked at him and responded. Really? Is that okay? Brother, do you remember back in high school? You often helped and took care of us like siblings. Now, let us repay everything. These words touched Jin. I don't know what to do besides saying thank you. Okay, let's start planning. I'll coordinate. First, going to Italy with brother Jin, our brother Namjoon, V, and brother Jope. Then, I'll stay with brother Yoonji and JK. For Yin's safety from the mysterious person, it's better for her to stay temporarily with JK in his mansion. The security system there is better, making it difficult for her to be tracked. What do you think? Everyone was stunned by Jimin's plan, as it was the first time they saw him so serious. Your plan is excellent, Jim. I agree with it. Namjoon said, and the others agreed. Then decide when you'll leave, and we'll move Yin to JK's mansion soon. How about tomorrow? The sooner, the better. Okay, we'll leave tomorrow morning. I'm sure this will give you peace of mind, brother. Everyone nodded and smiled. Outside, many might want Yin dead, but there are also many who want to protect her. A week has passed since Yin moved to JK's mansion, but there hasn't been any change in her condition. She remains the same. Occasionally, Yin screams incoherently when looking out the window, possibly influenced by the incidents of the past few months. This situation overwhelms JK. He often stays up late, watching over Yin until she falls asleep. Tonight, JK returns home earlier than usual, possibly seeking some rest due to exhaustion. As he walks towards his room, he notices one of the maids looking worried. Concerned, JK approaches her. What's wrong? Why do you look so frightened? I apologize, young master. It's about Miss Kim. What now? Is she screaming again? Or what? Miss is missing, young master. When I was about to deliver her dinner, she was no longer in her room. All the maids and guards have searched around the mansion, but she's nowhere to be found. Hearing this, JK immediately goes to search for her. The maid mentions that she saw blood scattered in her room, making him worried about what she might do. JK speeds his car, scanning the surroundings, exploring every street that people usually pass. Arg, where did she go? Where else should I look? Suddenly, he remembers something. Please, don't. JK abruptly turns the steering wheel to turn his car around and heads in the opposite direction. Yin, without much thought, she immediately approached the edge of the bridge she was crossing, her eyes shifting down to the river below. When seen, the river seemed far away from the top of the bridge. Her feet climbed the edge of the bridge, and slowly she stood there, closing her eyes. It will end soon, she said, then pushed her body forward slowly. However, a hand stopped her action, making her fall into someone's embrace. What are you doing? Do you want to end your life in such a foolish way? JK. Are you crazy, huh? What you did was very dangerous, Yin. Why? Why do you always come when I want to end my life, huh? Why do you always appear in front of me? You're just my brother's friend, nothing to me. You don't need to take care of my life. JK only listened to all the words uttered by her until he finally brought her into his embrace, hugging her tightly and warmly. Cry if you want. I'll accompany you until you're satisfied. Crying, make me a place to release all the burdens inside you. JK continued to hug Yin tightly, gently stroking her hair to her back. Eventually, Yin buried her face in his neck, and her tears flowed, wetting his shoulder. I'm tired. I'm tired of everything. Why can't I live peacefully? I'm not a killer. I can't possibly kill my own mother. Shh. Yes. I know you're not a killer, Yin. JK continued to gently caress her head, while she cried even more in his embrace. His shirt got wetter with her tears, until not long after, what JK suspected finally happened. In JK's embrace, she once again fainted. JK immediately lifted Yin's body and took her to his car to go back to his mansion. You must be suffering a lot. Relax. I will always be by your side until you and I unite someday. I will help you heal, baby. Slowly, JK stroked her cheek, then briefly stroked her head. After that, he started his car engine and drove back to his mansion. JK carried Yin and took her to her bedroom, laying her down on the bed. Please call Dr. Min and ask him to come here. He instructed the maid, who promptly followed through. 30 minutes later, Yoonji had arrived and immediately examined Yin's condition. She's physically fine. She was just a bit stressed earlier. It might affect her physical health, Yoonji said while treating Yin's injured hand. Brother, can anxiety disorder be cured? JK asked, causing Yoonji to pause in his activities. Yoonji looked at him, who was waiting for an answer. I think it's a difficult question to answer. We don't know when someone will get used to the environment they face. It depends on the circumstances. After finishing the treatment, Yoonji left to return to his clinic. After Yoongi's departure, JK sat on the edge of Yin's bed, occasionally running his hand through her hair. Turns out she's still alive and living with a man, he said, handing over some photos to his boss. The old man immediately looked at them, furrowing his brow. Jian JK, are you trying to protect her? I think you'll die before she does for daring to interfere in my affairs. Keep monitoring her until we're ready to attack. After that, the young man nodded and left, following his boss's orders. I'll await your death, Jian JK. It's 8 in the morning. JK slowly entered Yin's room, seeing that she was still asleep. JK sighed. Once again, all he could think about was helping Yin recover as a normal person without dwelling on her dark past. This time, let me enter your life, Yin. Even if you refuse, I'll still do it. It's for your health. I can't bear to see you like this continuously. Finally, he sat on the sofa, waiting for Yin to wake up. This time, JK was confident that Yin would wake up soon. And true enough, a few moments later, the sudden sunlight peeking through the curtain disturbed her, waking her up. She slowly opened her eyes and adjusted to the surroundings. Her face remained beautiful even without makeup, even when waking up. That's what a young man, Jian JK, who had been sitting on the sofa in her bedroom, had been thinking. He couldn't stop staring at her from his current position. Good morning. Yin responded with a gaze that might be indescribable. Why are you staring at me like that? If Yin found her gaze strange, she immediately shifted her eyes elsewhere to break eye contact with him. Clean up, and then we'll have breakfast together. Yin responded with a small nod. JK smiled, ruffling her hair gently, and then walked out of the room. Seeing his behavior towards her made her cheeks turn as red as a tomato. What did he just do to me? Why is my heart pounding like this? After wrestling with her thoughts, she headed to the bathroom to freshen up. 15 minutes later, Yin looked at herself in the mirror, gazing at her own face. She appeared beautiful, according to others, but not to herself. With a relatively light makeup and naturally pink lips, anyone would be captivated by her beauty, coupled with her flowing hair. What's the use of being beautiful if it turns out I'm crazy? Unbeknownst to her, someone was observing her from behind the bedroom door, and it was none other than Jian JK. It seems like I should start my mission now. Flashback to this morning at 6. Early in the morning, Yoonji received a call from JK, saying that Yin's trauma had resurfaced, causing him great concern for her well-being. However, upon arrival, it turned out, "Brother, you came quickly, just as I expected," JK said casually. Yoonji observed JK's seemingly indifferent face, even though he had mentioned on the phone that Yin's trauma had resurfaced. But it seemed, "Why do you look so normal? Where's Yin? Wait, don't tell me you're fooling me?" Yoonji started to suspect, and indeed, he was irritated. JK responded with his mischievous smile. Meanwhile, Yoonji just stared at JK with his typical deadpan expression. "Are you satisfied with messing with me, you childish?" he said with a cold tone. JK, who had been trying to hold back his laughter, froze upon seeing Yoongi's face, resembling a lion ready to pounce on its prey. Seeing Yoongi's terrifying expression, JK immediately apologized to him. "Ugh, sorry brother, I was just kidding." Only a sigh was the response Yoonji could muster. He knew that JK often pranked the six of them. Yoonji sat on the sofa and asked JK why he had summoned him so early in the morning. "Why did you ask me to come so early?" JK sat in front of Yoonji, gazing seriously in his direction. "Tonight, I couldn't sleep because I kept thinking about Yin. You said last night it seemed like she couldn't recover. Brother, why is it like that? Is there nothing we can do to help her heal?" Hearing JK's statement, Yoonji just sighed and lowered his head. "There is a way." Yoonji suddenly raised his head, locking eyes with JK, whose previously melancholic gaze now sparkled. "But I'm not sure it will work because Yin's condition is already very severe. Let's try it first. How do we know if it will work or not if we haven't tried?" Once again, only a sigh escaped Yoongi's mouth. He knew JK was the type of person who was very curious and willing to try anything. "Alright, I'll explain the process, but it seems like it will require a lot of effort from you, JK. Are you ready for the trouble of taking care of her?" "I'll do whatever it takes for her to recover." "Whatever it takes?" "Yes, I'll do it. The most important thing is for her to recover, brother." "Alright, if you've said so. But, are you willing to treat her as if you love her?" "Brother, what do you mean? Be clear about it. Are you willing to play the role of her lover? Someone who always protects her, cares for her, gives her affection, and is also physically close to her." "Why would I do that?" "Because that's the method we haven't tried until now. I can't discuss this with Jin because it will only make him more confused. It means Yin needs to have a lover. That way, she will feel valuable and special to someone in life." "So, are you willing? Maybe you don't have to be her actual lover, but you can play the role. The important thing is that Yin can feel your care and affection." JK's face turned red, his jaw tightened. Did it really have to be done this way? Honestly, JK was already interested in Yin all this time, but to say whether he was ready to play the role of Yin's lover starting now, it felt. He did want to be with Yin, but later, not at a time like this, because they had just met, just gotten to know each other. This situation was too sudden. However, if this could impact her healing, he would still do it. "What do I need to do, brother?" "First, you have to interact with her frequently. Eventually, she will get used to and be comfortable with you." JK nodded in understanding, eager to hear what Yoonji would say next. "Second, after she's comfortable with you, you should encourage her to interact with others like maids, guards, so that she is no longer afraid of strangers." I think this plan sounds quite simple. Easy for you, but not for Yin. She might face some difficulties talking to strangers. Alright, continue. Third, if you've successfully made her comfortable, as I mentioned earlier, treat her well, as if you treat your girlfriend. Make her feel comfortable with you and treat her sweetly so that she feels valued, feels special, to the point where she no longer wants to commit suicide. Approach her through verbal communication and physical touch. Physical touch? Yes. It's necessary. One of the reasons she has this mental illness is because she previously suffered physical abuse from her father. To cover that trauma, you must provide non-harmful physical touch, meaning touches that express affection, not torture. Fourth, this is the most important of all the methods, make her slowly forget her past. Someone will easily forget their past when surrounded by loved ones who always make them smile and laugh. Can you do all of that? If you find it challenging, you can ask for my help. For a moment, JK thought carefully about the plan he was about to execute for Yin's recovery. Then he nodded in agreement with all the methods given by Yoonji. JK, remember, you have to be extraordinarily patient in dealing with her. JK only responded with his smile. Yes, the plan would start today, JK thought. Back to the present. JK opened Yin's bedroom door and approached her, standing right behind her. JK looked at Yin through the reflection in the mirror. What are you thinking? Let's go downstairs for breakfast. For a moment, Yin fell silent, a sign that there might be some resistance from her. Seeing her remain silent and only lower her head, JK slowly held her hand, surprising her with his gesture. There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm with you. Finally, Yin followed him, still holding his hand, until they reached the dining room. As JK was about to release his grip, Yin held onto it, leaving JK puzzled by her actions. What's wrong? Why don't you want to let go? Yin remained silent without moving, just lowering her head. It seemed like JK was starting to understand what Yin was thinking. He noticed several maids standing in front of them. Perhaps Yin was afraid of seeing them, prompting JK to instruct the maids to leave them alone. Quickly, all the maids followed JK's orders and left them alone. They're gone now. Now, lift your head. There's nothing left for you to fear. Hearing JK's words, Yin lifted her head slightly and began to release his hand. She finally sat at the dining table. Suddenly, a guard approached him at the dining table and handed him a cell phone. From your secretary, young master. JK promptly answered the call from his secretary. What's up? Sorry, sir. Are you not coming to the office today? No, I took the day off. Sorry for not informing you. Oh, okay, sir. The phone call ended. JK placed his phone on the table and resumed his breakfast, occasionally glancing at Yin, who had been eating sparingly. Perhaps she felt uncomfortable, but JK would make her get used to it. Don't you have an appetite? Is the food not good? No, it's good. If the food is good, then eat more so you can grow quickly. But I'm already grown. All right, eat more so you can stay healthy. Yin nodded slightly, smiling. After finishing breakfast, we'll take a walk in the backyard. There are many flowers there. Do you want to? Yes, I want to. In that case, eat plenty so you have the energy for our walk. Okay. Instantly, Yin's eyes widened as she gazed at the beautiful flower garden behind JK's mansion. She had never seen anything so beautiful before. Even at her home, her brother Jin rarely planted flowers or created a garden for her. Jin knew that Yin didn't like going out, so what was the point of having a garden if it wasn't visited by anyone? Yin explored every flower she came across, occasionally staring at them with a peculiar expression. JK, who had been following Yin from behind, had his hands in his pockets. Do you like flowers? JK asked Tabher, and Yin just nodded softly. In that case, try planting flowers here. If you like it, I'll allow you to take care of all the plants here. With perfectly round eyes, Yin was delighted to hear JK's offer. She could take care of the flowers in JK's backyard. Perhaps this would help Yin become accustomed to her surroundings. Can I really do that? Start tomorrow morning. You'll be accompanied by some maids and gardeners here. Don't worry, I'll be with you tomorrow as well. Unintentionally, Yin carved another smile, and this time, it seemed perfect to JK. He felt that Yin was slowly becoming comfortable around him, maybe. Until noon, they stayed in the garden. JK had suggested going inside since the sun was getting hot, but Yin paid no attention. She continued to focus on all the flowers she saw. Enough, it's already noon. Let's go inside. You're not even wearing a hat. The sunlight directly hits your head. But we'll come back here tomorrow, right? Yes, we'll come back tomorrow. JK finally held Yin's hand and led her back into the mansion. A mysterious man wearing a black hat observed a girl playing in the garden from a distance. A smirk on his face, he kept watching her. She's beautiful, he commented until a call from his earphones interrupted his activities. Stop staring. You're assigned to keep watching her until we're ready to eliminate her. The man grunted, annoyed by his boss's order. Ugh, old man, only good at giving orders. He cursed his own boss inwardly. "Return to the base now," commanded someone through his earphones, and the man immediately left the scene. "I have to get that girl before they kill her." 1 month later. The relationship between JK and Yin grew closer. Yin felt comfortable whenever she was near him, and every time JK returned from the office, Yin greeted him with a warm smile and hug. Now, Yin's anxiety disorder was improving. Even though Yin's sleep was still disturbed by nightmares at times, she was slowly healing from her trauma, as long as she didn't remember it again. Yin stood in front of her room's window, occasionally glancing at it. Apparently, she was waiting for someone to come home. She even missed her dinner while waiting for that person. The maids had asked her to come down, but she remained indifferent, still in the same position. "Miss Kim, please come down and have dinner. I'm afraid you'll get sick if you skip your dinner." "How about it?" Is Miss Kim still reluctant to go out? It seems like ever since young master went abroad, she looked sad and didn't want to meet anyone. I think only he can persuade her. Only a sigh could be responded by the other maids, fearing that Yin might relapse as she isolated herself and rarely smiled since JK went abroad for his business a week ago. After JK's departure, Yin remained silent in her room, occasionally going to the backyard garden just to water her plants before returning to her room. And now, she was waiting for JK's return, as informed by Jimin that he would be back tonight. Up until now, Yin still stood silently in front of the window, not thinking about anything other than waiting for JK to come home. Unconsciously, the sound of a car horn made her jump, and she looked at the window, her eyes catching a man in a black shirt with a coat just coming out of his car. Seeing the man, Yin smiled broadly and ran out of the room towards the front door. Her sudden exit surprised the maids and some guards. "Has young Master Jian returned?" "I think he has." Yin ran quickly and approached JK, who was getting ready to catch her body. Yin swiftly threw herself at him, hugging him tightly. JK immediately returned the hug and gently stroked her hair. "You should welcome me inside. Do you really miss me, hum?" JK asked her, and Yin responded with a nod. A smile instantly appeared on JK's lips, and he tightened his embrace. After this scene, JK took Yin inside. Inside, JK was greeted by the maids and some guards. "Welcome back, young master. Are you hungry? We have prepared dinner for you and Miss Kim." "Wait, hasn't Yin eaten yet?" The maids shook their heads simultaneously and answered together. "She hasn't had dinner yet, sir." JK stared at Yin with his cold gaze. "Why did you skip your dinner? Do you want to get sick again?" Yin just pouted and played with her index fingers while looking down. "Yin, look at me," JK ordered, and Yin looked at him with her puppy eyes. Ugh, why is she looking at me like that? Seeing her gaze made JK decide not to scold her. "Huh, your gaze makes it hard for me to be angry with you. Okay, I forgive you this time, but don't repeat such things, understood?" JK asked while holding both sides of her face. Yin responded with a nod and a smile. "Okay, now let's eat first, then sleep." After dinner, JK immediately took Yin to his room because tonight Yin didn't want to sleep alone. JK lay down beside her and looked at her face. "Why have you been so difficult for the maids here to handle lately? They act like that because they don't want you to be like before." Yin remained silent, playing her fingers on JK's chest. "I just feel awkward with them when you're not home." JK sighed because her behavior hadn't changed at all. "How can I leave again if you're still like this?" "Sorry." Hearing that, JK pulled Yin into his embrace, hugging her tightly and gently stroking her back. "Next time, try to get used to them. They're all good people and won't hurt you, okay?" Yin nodded and smiled in response to him. "Now, go to sleep. Tomorrow, I'll take you somewhere." "Where are we going?" Yin asked him, but JK fell asleep first. "Aish, your habits always leave me curious." Annoyed, Yin sighed. Seeing Yin's cute behavior made JK smile faintly. One evening in Italy, a workspace showed a man engrossed in various white papers and his laptop, deeply concentrated until he didn't notice several men entering his room. "It seems you're very busy, brother, to the point that you didn't notice us sitting here for a few minutes." Jin, still absorbed in his work, approached his friends upon Namjoon's insistence that he take a break. Can you stop for a moment, bro? We came here to give you news about Yin." His hand stopped upon hearing Yin's name. Jin then approached his friends and sat beside them. "What do you mean by news?" "Yoonji called me this afternoon, saying there's good news about Yin's mental health." Jin's eyes instantly lit up upon hearing the positive news about his little sister. He said Yin is starting to recover from anxiety disorder with JK's assistance, and it's going well. Now, Yin can interact with others, isn't afraid anymore, and is almost forgetting her past. A broad smile suddenly appeared on Jin's face upon hearing the news of his sister's progress in overcoming her mental illness. Finally, she's recovering. Although not completely, this is enough to make me feel relieved. All thanks to Yoongi's idea for JK. Yoongi said there was a method he came up with, which had never been tried on Yin before, but thanks to JK, it worked. What method is that? JK did. What did he do? JK treated Yin as if they were in a relationship. What do you mean? Explain it to me in detail. Yoongi instructed JK to treat Yin like his girlfriend, making Yin feel special and experiencing love and care from him. Surprisingly, it worked because JK did it. I don't know how to respond to this. What if Yin really fell in love with him, and he was just pretending all this time? Bro, are you sure JK was just pretending all this time? I doubt he was pretending. In my opinion, JK does have feelings for Yin. I also think so. Why Yin can feel love and affection from JK? Surely because JK can truly demonstrate that to Yin. I don't know. I don't know how to respond to this one. But when will we return to Korea? I really want to meet Yin. I think it will take a very long time because the problem isn't resolved yet, and there's still much to do. What about the search for Kim Jun-ki? Has his whereabouts been tracked? Jaemin told me it would take time to hack into him, even though he has hired a hacker to find that man. He's very good at hiding. I'm worried about Yin's safety. Her life is still in danger, and when I return, I might only see a tombstone. V quickly approached Jin and patted his shoulder to reassure him. Brother, you don't need to worry because Yin is guarded by JK. He will protect her in any way possible. Trust him. Yes, I have to trust Yin with him. I believe he can take care of my little sister well. One morning in South Korea. A bright day with the sun not too intense, perfect for a stroll in a park. Two individuals walk in a park, JK and Yin. Today, they decided to go to the park, breaking Yin out of the mansion where she had been confined during JK's absence. As they walk, Yin and JK continue to hold hands, enjoying the beautiful atmosphere of the park, complemented by the bright weather. Suddenly, Yin releases her hand from JK's, approaching a row of red roses. JK, from behind, smiles at Yin as she seems to savor the scent of the roses. He quietly takes out his phone and captures a photo of her. Ah, so beautiful. He thinks to himself as he looks at the result of his photography skills. After admiring his work, JK puts his phone back into his pocket and approaches Yin, who is crouching in front of the red roses. Do you like roses? No. Then why are you here? I remember my mother. She loved red roses like these. My mother once told me that when you're tired and troubled, try smelling the scent of roses. It will calm your mind, and you'll feel better afterward. I don't know why, but every time I recall that memory, I feel the urge to erase it. She says, and tears that she had held back begin to flow down her beautiful face. Without hesitation, JK brings Yin into his embrace. Don't remember those painful memories. Just because you think of your mother doesn't mean you have to recall the bad past. Throw those memories far away. I don't want you to feel that pain again. JK says, and gently wiping away her tears. Come on, I saw you smiling happily earlier. Why are you suddenly crying? I brought you to the park to make you smile. Kim Yin. Yin just smiles faintly, hearing JK's words. She releases the hug and wipes away her remaining tears, then looks at him. Thank you for always being there for me. I don't know how to repay you for everything you've done for me. You'll know how to repay all of this later. JK responds gently while wiping away the remaining tears on her face. Let's go home. JK invites her and then holds her hand, and she just smiles, appreciating his gestures. While walking towards his car, Yin continues to cling affectionately to his arm. Meanwhile, JK just smiles, letting Yin stay close and do whatever she likes. A mysterious black car is monitoring JK and Yin in the park. Someone is observing them, wearing a black hoodie and a black mask. Sir, I just saw them heading towards the parking lot. Looks like they're leaving. He says, making a call. Follow them and keep watching. Yes, sir. The mysterious car follows JK's car, monitoring it throughout the journey until they reach a mansion, which is, indeed, JK's mansion. The mysterious men stop the car when JK's car enters the mansion. Sorry, sir. I think this is as far as I can go. I noticed some guards on duty. It's enough. Now return to the base because I've prepared a surprise at her bedroom. I understand. Then, he leaves JK's mansion. Until when will I keep pretending like this? Ugh, I really want to have Yin as soon as possible. After they returned from the park, Yin walked towards her room to rest, while JK stayed in the living room as he received a call from Jin. How is Yin doing? She's doing fine, brother. Her condition has been improving this month. Thank goodness. I'm relieved to hear that. And what about the person threatening her? Have you found them? Not yet. We haven't been able to identify the culprit. I'm sure it's our father who's threatening her. I'm sure, because he's the one who wants Yin dead. Brother, how can you accuse your own father? Wasn't the person Yin saw a young man? I used to think that way too, but I have a feeling that Dad instructed someone to threaten her. Is that so? Suddenly, JK hears Yin scream from her room. Brother, I'll call you back later. JK abruptly ends the call and rushes to Yin. He opens Yin's room and looks around. His eyes glance at the mirror with words written in blood. His eyes then shift to Yin, who has been sitting weakly, seeing blood everywhere. How could he find Yin? Hey, all of you, monitor the CCTV right now. JK calls his guards. Yes, young master. JK immediately approaches Yin, who is trembling and sweating, her mouth uttering something that makes JK stare sharply at the mirror. JK, he's back. He wants to kill me. He wants to kill me again. I don't want to be killed by him. Instantly, Yin bursts into tears. JK immediately embraces her, holding her tightly to comfort her. Yin, calm down. I'm here. You won't die because I will protect you. JK says while stroking her head and back. Yin responds by hugging JK tightly. I'll kill you before you kill Yin. A girl is running barefoot in the forest. Occasionally, she looks back to make sure no one is following her. Her heavy breathing from continuous running forces her to stop momentarily to rest, but she thinks it's not the time to rest. Instinctively, she places her hand on her chest, which is beating rapidly, and her hands immediately pat her chest due to the pain caused by exhaustion. What is this? Is he still chasing me? She whispers while looking around the dark forest. Suddenly, someone grabs her hand and pushes her against a tree trunk, causing her to grimace in pain. Yin, are you okay? Are you hurt? JK, how did you get here? Yin asks back. Without answering Yin's question, JK immediately brings Yin into his embrace, holding her tightly. Finally, I found you. You have no idea how hard I've been looking for you, he says, continuously stroking his long hair. Yin, who has been silent the whole time, hides her face in his chest. But the moment doesn't last long. While they are hugging, they hear gunshots from behind Yin. Hearing the sound, JK promptly shields Yin behind his back. They hear footsteps blending with the sound of dry leaves. He approaches JK and Yin with a gun in his hand, ready to shoot. So, you ran away from me? And it's quite a coincidence to find Mr. Jian here, says the man who continues to approach them. Yin, stay behind me. Whatever happens, I will protect you from this devil, JK says, still holding her hand from behind, with his other hand pulling out a pistol from his jacket. The man suddenly laughs loudly. Ha ha ha, turns out you already have a bodyguard, Yin. I hope you won't regret this later. Then he points his gun directly at JK. JK doesn't stay silent either. He aims his gun at the man. This time, I will make you leave this world and throw you into hell. JK grumbles, prepared for his shot. The man just smirks and quickly pulls the trigger of his pistol simultaneously with JK, but unluckily, it misses the target. Yin, who has been watching the gunfight, shocked by the sound, suddenly sees the man change his target towards her, who has been behind a tree to keep a safe distance. Seeing the man aiming for Yin, JK quickly runs towards her. Yin, watch out. Right when JK embraces Yin, the bullet pierces through his jacket, directly hitting his chest. With his remaining strength dwindling, JK returns fire, hitting the old man's head, causing him to die on the spot. Yin's hands immediately wrap around JK, seeing blood continuously oozing from his shoulder. Yin pats his cheek and scans the forest for help, shouting at the top of her lungs to get someone's attention. Then his hand suddenly touches her cheek, gently caressing it. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you anymore. JK's words make Yin shed tears. No, JK, please don't leave me. I believe you can still hold on. Slowly, JK's eyes begin to close. Yin hugs JK tightly, crying uncontrollably. No, JK. Yin just woke up from her nightmare, sweat covering her face with labored breathing. Yin instantly closes her eyes and bows her head, contemplating the dream that felt so real. JK, who has been outside her room, approaches her upon hearing her calling his name. Are you awake? JK, now sitting on the edge of the bed, right beside her. Seeing JK by her side, Yin quickly hugs him tightly. JK, not understanding why she suddenly embraces him, softly pats her back. A sob is heard, prompting JK to release the hug and look at her. Tears stream down her face, making JK curious about why she's crying. What's wrong, Yin? Why are you suddenly crying? Did you just have a bad dream? he asked while gently stroking her hair. Yin shook her head and hugged JK tightly. She didn't want to share that tragic dream. Meanwhile, JK sighed softly, continuing to pat her back gently. A message popped up on JK's phone. With some difficulty, he retrieved it from his pocket, still embracing Yin. Opening the message, he read the content of the message. "I've just started my game, and you've just entered my game. Let's see who will win in the end, Jian JK." Reading the message, JK stared intensely at his phone. His expression seemed to reflect deep hatred. He tucked his phone back into his pocket and glanced at Yin, who had fallen asleep in his embrace. Slowly, JK laid her down carefully, covering her with a blanket. Before leaving, he gently kissed her forehead. "I'll always be with you and protect you, even if it means risking my own life." The next morning, the sun had risen from the east, illuminating the earth. A beautiful girl was sleeping soundly until the sunlight disturbed her. Yin opened her eyes, adjusting to the surroundings, and checked the clock. It was already 8 in the morning. She felt a slight soreness in her body as if she had borne a heavy burden. Yin got up from bed, stretching her muscles, revealing her slender waist. A young man was standing in front of the door, enjoying the moment with a smile. JK was observing her as she stretched, unbeknownst to her. Yin turned around and was surprised to see JK smirking at her. "Looks like I just enjoyed a very beautiful sight in the morning," he said as he approached her. Yin had been silent all this time, blinking both her eyes simultaneously, as JK walked towards her with a smirk still on his face, making her step back. She continued moving backward until a wall blocked her path. JK placed his hands on the wall, restricting her movement. JK and Yin's faces were now inches apart. "It's still too early, baby. Do you want me to attack you, hum?" Yin's hair back suddenly stood on end upon hearing his voice. Her eyes dared not meet his gaze, which seemed ready to pounce on her. JK chuckled and distanced himself from her, successfully teasing her as she struggled to hold her breath. "I was just kidding. Lift your head and look at me." However, Yin shook her head and lowered it, closing her eyes. She was very afraid of that intimidating stare. JK sighed, then lifted her chin and raised it to see her face. "Did I look scary earlier?" Yin just nodded, and JK laughed softly, pulling Yin into an embrace. "I'm sorry if my face scared you. I didn't know you were frightened," JK said, but Yin pinched his waist hard. "Ow, hey, that hurts." "That's payback for daring to mess with me." "Oh, my. It seems I'm starting to reveal your true nature, huh?" JK teased again, prompting Yin to threaten him. "If you dare to tease me again, I'll kick your banana with my foot," Yin threatened, sending shivers down JK's spine. JK quickly moved away from her while glancing at the lower part of his body. "Don't be like that, baby. If you kick it, you won't be able to enjoy it later. My banana is very special. No woman has touched it yet." Hearing that, Yin's face turned as red as a tomato. "Hey, I didn't mean to enjoy your banana." "Really? But I want you to enjoy it someday. Or do you want to enjoy it now? I'll give it to you." "Stop it, JK. Why are you suddenly talking like this?" "Well, because I really want to enter you. I just remembered Brother Jin, or else, I would have entered you long ago." Yin felt embarrassed, but she gathered the courage to push JK out of her room and lock the door. Leaning against the door, her heart pounded rapidly, and her cheeks and ears were now completely red. Meanwhile, JK, who was now standing outside her room, just chuckled at Yin's actions. Shortly after, he walked towards his own room. Now in his room, JK sat on the edge of the bed before lying down. His feet still dangled, touching the floor. His eyes stared at the ceiling of his room. Did I go too far with her? It doesn't seem like that. Besides, it's time for her to get used to things like that. If not, our relationship won't progress. Besides, I'm a normal guy. She should realize that. A small smirk appeared on his lips. Slowly, one of his hands started to touch the lower part of his body, the precious banana. JK felt it hardening perfectly. Why now? It's so inconvenient. Finally, he got up and went straight into the bathroom. Ironically, I still have to do this when I already have a girlfriend, and she even lives with me. Is there a man more patient than me? Seriously. Soon after, strange sounds echoed from his mouth in the bathroom. 30 minutes later, the door to Yin's room was heard being knocked from the outside. Yin opened her bedroom door. Before her stood JK, smiling softly at her. "Let's have breakfast, and then we'll head to the beach." "Really? We're going to Jeju Island. So, after breakfast, let's pack up." Yin was thrilled to learn that they were going on vacation. She hugged JK, burying her face in his shoulder. JK simply smiled faintly, patting her back. "All right, but first, let's have breakfast." Yin finally released her embrace, and JK immediately took her hand, leading her to the dining table for breakfast. After the terror incident that night, JK intentionally wanted to take Yin away from Seoul for a while. So, today, he planned to take her to Jeju Island for a vacation. Moreover, ever since JK returned from his business trip abroad, Yin seemed reluctant to let him go to work, so JK had to take a 2-week leave to accompany her. JK and Yin got out of the car and entered the airport, assisted by some of his guards carrying a few items and 2 suitcases. JK looked around the airport, searching for someone waiting for them. "Who are you looking for?" Then someone was waving at JK, and he immediately approached that person. "Ugh, why are you guys taking so long? I've been waiting for you for 15 minutes here." Yin, who had been following JK, was surprised to see that the person was Park Jaemin. However, her eyes caught a girl chatting with them. "Rose?" Yin called, and Rose turned to Yin, greeted her with a warm smile. "Yin, finally, we meet again." Rose hugged Yin tightly with joy, and Yin reciprocated the hug. These two friends reunited, expressing their longing as they rarely met. "Yin, I missed you so much," she whined, and Yin responded with a smile. Seeing the moment, Jaemin turned to JK. "Don't you want to hug me like that, JK?" Jaemin asked, making JK embarrassed to hear it. "No need, you meet me almost every day, and besides, I don't want to hug you." "Aish, you're not as sincere as my friend." JK and Jaemin just chuckled, getting ready to head to Jeju Island. Jeju Island, with its enchanting natural beauty, becomes the witness to the blooming love story between JK and Yin. The couple decides to spend quality time together on this breathtaking island. From sunrise to sunset, JK and Yin choose to explore the beauty of Jeju Island. Holding hands and sharing smiles that never fade, they stroll along the coastline and find shelter under the shade of trees. They decide to embrace the sunset by the beach, the soft sand beneath their feet, the whispering waves, and the changing colors of the sky as the sun slowly sets create a romantic backdrop. Hand in hand, JK and Yin sit on a large rock at the edge of the beach. They gaze at the colorful horizon, feeling the gentle sea breeze. Time moves slowly, and as dusk transforms into night, they remain seated. Yin continues to lean against JK's arm. Occasionally, they exchange loving glances. This serene moment brings peace to Yin but stirs a different feeling in JK. Yin, who continuously clings to him, seems innocently testing his boundaries. Multiple times, JK struggles to swallow as Yin repeatedly rests her head on his shoulder. Moreover, her hand holds onto his as if she never wants to let go. Suddenly, Yin lifts her head from JK's shoulder. She decides to stand, radiating excitement. "Wow, the sunset is incredibly beautiful, JK. Look at this." JK simply smiled, gazing at the sunset. He stood beside Yin, looking back at her, who was smiling while observing the sunset. "JK, the sunset is so beautiful, isn't it? Why are you so quiet?" This time, Yin shifted her gaze to him, who had been silent and not responding. "JK, what's wrong? Don't you like the view?" Yin turned to face him, bringing her face closer to his, curious about why JK had been silent. "No, I love the view, but what? I prefer this." JK couldn't resist any longer. He lowered his face, wrapped his arms around her waist, and kissed her lips passionately. Sucking gently, his hands moved up to her neck, pressing to keep her from pulling away. He tilted his head to deepen their kiss. Meanwhile, Yin was still shocked and confused about what was happening. It felt sudden to her. She remained silent, unsure how to respond to it all. Her hand slowly shifted to his chest, originally intending to push him away, but instead, she found herself just exploring, now squeezing his clothes. JK realized Yin hadn't responded until now, but he didn't care. To him, it didn't matter as long as Yin didn't push him away. JK continued to enjoy his solo activity. Yin was genuinely confused. She wanted to respond, but JK seemed to get more intense. It felt like there was no use in responding, as JK was acting dominantly. Eventually, Yin stayed still but began to enjoy what he was doing to her. Unconsciously, her body started responding to something she had never felt before. Her lower abdomen felt tense, something tickling inside, warmth spreading in her lower abdomen. It seemed intoxicating. Her breathing became heavier, and her legs felt weak. Yin almost fell, but JK quickly held her waist, providing support so she could stand. Amid his actions, JK smirked slightly, now knowing that Yin had surrendered to him. After a few minutes, JK finally released their lip connection. Both of them breathed heavily, panting. JK looked at her, who stared at him while regulating her own breathing. His hand remained faithfully on her waist. Why did you do this to me? Why? Because this is what lovers do. I haven't done it to you because I restrained myself. Yin didn't answer. She looked away. Eventually, she chose to bury her face in his shoulder. Regardless, she felt embarrassed by what JK did to her. Baby, I just kissed you, but you're already limp like this. I wonder how when I will enter you and move wildly inside, you will definitely not be able to walk. Please don't do that to me. Of course, I'll still do that someday. Yin pinched JK's waist forcefully. Meanwhile, JK just grinned, enduring the pain from Yin's pinch. Let's go inside, let's take a shower, and then we'll have dinner. Finally, the two of them moved from there. During their stay, they lodged at a villa owned by JK's family located by the beach. You said they are currently out of town? Yes, sir. Today, they went to Jeju Island. So, are you avoiding me, JK? Coward. Monitor them from there, and I'll instruct Kai to assist you there. Yes, Mr. Kim Jun-ki. Jun-ki looked at a photo of a happy Yin in front of him, along with another photo of Yin being embraced by JK. His eyes glared at the photos, then he took a lighter and burned the Yin and JK photos until it turned to ashes. Kai has just arrived on Jeju Island, accompanied by his companion, Sihin. Are you going to keep pretending to be Jun-ki's henchman? Yes, this way, I can easily get close to Yin, and I will take her away with me. Kai took out a photo he intentionally brought with him, showing a picture of a beautiful girl. Wait for me, sweetheart, I will soon have you. Kai said while kissing the photo for an extended time, which was none other than Yin's photo. Yin had just finished her shower, still in a towel. Since JK kissed her earlier, her mind couldn't stop thinking about him. Yes, JK had taken her first kiss. Yin daydreamed while touching her lips. She could still feel the softness of his lips when he kissed her. Her heart raced again. However, she was startled by a knock on her room door. Yes, one moment. In a hurry, Yin opened her room door. A man was standing facing away from her, and from his body posture, Yin already recognized him. What is it, JK? Yin asked, making JK turn around to face her. His eyes widened, seeing Yin only wearing a towel that covered her from the upper part down to just below her knees. Yin furrowed her brow, puzzled by his intense gaze as he stared at her body. Yin then looked down, realizing her current state. JK, wait a moment, let me put on my clothes. With that, Yin immediately tried to close her room door, but it was too late. JK had already held the door. He entered her room and promptly closed the door. Next, he locked the door from the inside. Meanwhile, Jimin and Rose were seen walking hand in hand along the beach at night. Where are Yin and JK? Aren't they coming out to the beach tonight? They've been out all day. JK mentioned earlier that they were going to have dinner first and then rest. Oh, I see. Yin was surprised to see JK suddenly barging into her room. They had often shared a room, but never in a situation like this, where she was only wearing a towel with nothing underneath. Nervously, Yin observed him, who had turned his back to lock the door. Shortly after, his body slowly turned around, and now his eyes were sharply fixed on the slightly anxious Yin. JK continued to approach her slowly, his eyes intense, his breath heavy, and his jaw tensed. Meanwhile, Yin continued to retreat backward, appearing increasingly nervous, while JK started to show a subtle smirk at the corner of his lips. Unaware, her feet touched the bed, and she sat down, JK still approaching. Yin was bewildered by what she was witnessing. This wasn't the JK she had known all this time. It felt as if JK now had a different side to his personality. Yin felt nervous, attempting to avoid him. Unconsciously, her body continued to evade JK until she found herself at the head of bed. Meanwhile, JK slowly climbed onto the bed, crawling toward Yin, who was now pinned down. He gazed at her anxious face, then his eyes lowered to observe her towel, which had now loosened. Who are you? What? Who are you really? I'm JK, your lover. Did you forget, baby? The JK I know isn't like this. This is how I am. It's just that you haven't understood me all this time, but I've been trying to understand you. JK's face began to descend. Their lips now started to merge. His tongue entered her mouth, then he released it. He stared intensely at her face. Why are you teasing me like this? I've been trying to control myself all this time. JK lowered his face again, placing his lips on her neck. Yin held her breath as he started to suck on her neck forcefully. Her hands moved to touch his shoulders, squeezing his clothes. After a while, JK stopped and lifted his head. He observed her neck, now reddened. Finally, JK got up from his position. His breath was still heavy. He looked at Yin lying in front of him, with the towel now loose, revealing a soft object underneath it. JK shifted his gaze, took a deep breath, then looked back at Yin. Put on your clothes. Let's have dinner now. I'll wait for you downstairs. With that, JK turned around and left her room. Yin immediately sat up, holding her towel, which was about to slip down. Her heart was pounding. She hastily put on her clothes. She had been hungry for a while. After finishing, she went downstairs. Yin approached JK, who seemed to be enjoying the night air. Since the incident earlier, she felt a bit uneasy around him, and yes, JK noticed. He pulled her into his arms. Are you scared? Yin, forgive me, I couldn't control it earlier. Yin remained silent. She didn't know how to respond, but his embrace like this always managed to calm her. Yin reciprocated his hug and buried her face in his neck. JK, I'm hungry. JK smiled and then released his embrace, looking at her. Alright, let's find some food. They walked hand in hand towards a restaurant. Wow, I'm really hungry. I'm going to finish everything. Yes, eat until you're full. They both ate eagerly. Elsewhere, the clock showed 7 p.m. Jin seemed busy organizing some files he had been working on. Several white papers were already piling up everywhere. Suddenly, brother, are you still working on the files? Aren't you tired? You've been working overtime for several days. Jin remained silent, continuing his work without responding to Jope's question. Jope resignedly observed Jin's condition, which had become somewhat thin due to irregular meals and long office hours. Why are you still here? Go home for now. I'll be done shortly, he said without looking at Jope, still busy arranging his papers. 15 minutes later, Jin saw Jope still waiting on the sofa. Why are you waiting for me? I just want to accompany you. I heard our work here is almost done. Maybe we'll be heading home in 3 days. Can't we leave tomorrow? I miss Yin so much. Bro, you should rest first. You look unwell, and these past few days, you rarely eat, even skipping breakfast. Jin shook his head and insisted Jope book their flight for tomorrow, eventually agreeing to it. He picked up his phone and called someone to book them a few tickets for tomorrow. Alright, we'll depart at 9 a.m. tomorrow. After this, you should rest so that Yin won't worry about you. She might scold you thoroughly later. Yeah, you're as nagging as my mom used to be, Jin said as he left ahead of Jope. Hey, I'm like this because I don't want anything bad to happen to you, bro. Jope shouted and followed Jin from behind. The next night, they had just arrived at the mansion, greeted by several maids. Jin went straight to his room, while the others sat in the living room. A few minutes passed. Jin came down and noticed everyone looking anxious. What's going on? Why are you all like this? Come on, let's get ready for JK's mansion. Oh, no need, just leave it to me. You all can go home. You've done enough, and I've troubled you all this time. Bro, don't say that. Whether we're here or not, our company can still run because we haven't fully taken over the responsibilities of the company. Our parents are still working in our company. Right, my parents act like they don't care whether I go to the office or not. They tell me to relax as long as I can before the full responsibility of the company is transferred to me in a few years. True, my parents still don't trust me with work. My dad is still very enthusiastic about managing his company. Is that so? Well then, let's go to JK's mansion now. The problem is, bro, they are currently out. Where? To Jeju Island. Are they on vacation? Not really. JK received a threat from that mysterious person. That's why JK took Yin out of Seoul for a while. They're threatening openly now, even sending messages to JK. Alright, we'll go to Jeju tomorrow morning. Bro, don't you need to rest first? Your face is pale. Do you think I can rest in my current condition? No, it's useless. If I stay here, I won't be able to find peace. Okay then, we'll go to Jeju Island tomorrow morning. Today, JK decided to take Yin for another walk on the beach. They were seen enjoying the view of Jeju Island in the morning. JK also received a call from Jin, informing him that he would be there today. But to surprise Yin, they all agreed not to tell her about Jin's arrival today. JK hoped there would be no more disturbances in Yin's life, including her father. JK had promised himself to always protect her, even if it meant risking his life. Now he was watching Yin playing by the shore, occasionally interacting with the waves, creating a smile on his handsome face. Quietly, he took his phone and snapped a picture of Yin again. Lately, he always wanted to capture moments with her. Perhaps if he went abroad later and missed her, these photos would soothe his longing. Are you taking pictures of me? Let's take one together. We haven't had a photo together, right? JK nodded, signaling Yin to come closer. Yin ran a little and hugged JK from the side, placing herself against his waist. JK's one hand embraced her body, while the other prepared to take a photo with his phone's camera. They both looked at the result and took more photos with various poses, until they were satisfied and stopped taking pictures. In the afternoon, they finally arrived at the villa, assisted by several maids carrying their belongings. Upon entering, they were greeted by JK, Jimin, and Rose, but not by Yin. Currently, Yin is taking an afternoon nap in her room. Finally, all of you are here. Was the flight exhausting? They all nodded and sat on the sofa to unwind. Where's Yin? Brother, you look pale. Are you okay? You won't believe it. He was so eager to meet his sister that he became like this. Yin is upstairs sleeping. All right, I'll wake her up. No need. Let her sleep. It's okay, brother. She has been sleeping for quite some time. It's time for her to wake up, and besides, she hasn't had lunch. Well, if that's the case. JK immediately got up and went to Yin's room. Jin sighed in relief and rested his head on the sofa, while Yoonji checked on Jin, who had been sweating and breathing heavily. He's just tired because he rarely rests and eats properly. He needs enough rest. This time, let yourself rest first, brother. Yoonji reassured, and Jin agreed with Yoongi's suggestion. Suddenly, footsteps were heard from the stairs, and a girl walked toward. But I'm still not hungry. Enough. Come down first. Now, everyone's attention was focused on that voice. They silently observed and listened to what was happening upstairs. But I'm still sleepy. You've been sleeping a lot. Come down now. I said I'm not hungry yet, JK. I had a big breakfast this morning, and I still don't want to eat now. The sound of Yin's whining echoed everywhere. Those below heard it while holding back laughter. From just that, they could already judge how JK had been pampering Yin all this time. But suddenly, Yin's words were cut off when she saw someone sitting on the sofa. Brother. Hearing that voice, everyone looked in her direction. Jin immediately raised his head and looked at the girl, none other than Kim Yin. Without hesitation, Yin ran and hugged her brother tightly. Yin, your brother is sick. Jimin's words were cut off when Jin signaled him to be quiet. Brother, I missed you. Why didn't you tell me you were coming home? You're so mean not to tell me. Sorry, dear. We deliberately kept it a secret to surprise you. While releasing the hug, Jin looked at his sister's face, which was wet from her tears. Well, let's see your face. You look better now. Yin responded with a nod like a little child. Jin chuckled, seeing his sister, whom he had left for a while, even though it was only a few months. Brother, why is your face pale? Are you sick? No, I'm just tired. Liar, you must have worked too hard. That's why you're like this. I told you not to work too long. You should remember your health. You can't deceive me, because I already know how you are after working too hard. Yin started nagging, making Jin just shake his head. Is Yin always like this? JK whispered to Namjoon. Honestly, JK just discovered another side of Yin that could be as talkative as now, because, in his view, Yin has always been calm and gentle. Sometimes she can be like that, scolding her brother if he doesn't obey what she says. Brother Jin said Yin is very similar to their late mother. Oh, I see. A few minutes later. Due to fatigue, they all finally went to their respective rooms, leaving JK and Yin sitting together on the sofa. JK, let's go play outside. Again? We just played at the beach this morning, and you want to play outside again this afternoon? No, wait until evening when the sun is not too hot. Okay, then I'll play alone. Yin ignored JK's words and left him alone without looking at him. JK got up from his seat and intended to follow Yin, who went out of the villa. However, when he was about to reach the door, he saw Yin with a guy of their age. Suddenly, the guy hugged Yin tightly and said, Yin, I missed you so much. Yin walked out looking a bit pouty, annoyed because JK refused to accompany her to play by the beach this afternoon. While walking, she accidentally bumped into someone, causing her to fall. Yin rubbed her buttocks that hit the ground due to the collision. Are you okay, miss? He asked while reaching out his hand to Yin. When she looked up, she was surprised to see who she had bumped into. Minho? Yin, is that you? Minho asked, disbelievingly looking at Yin. Yes, it's me. How have you been? I haven't heard about you since we finished high school. Without hesitation, Minho immediately hugged Yin. Yin was surprised by Minho's sudden embrace. Yin, I missed you so much. Unbeknownst to Yin, JK had followed her from behind. He witnessed a scene that instantly raised his blood pressure. Hesitant, he considered approaching Yin but ultimately decided to turn around and head back to the villa. Yin felt uncomfortable with Minho's actions. Polite but uneasy, she gently nudged him to release her from the hug. Minho was Yin's friend from high school. Despite Yin being disliked and avoided by her classmates due to her mental illness, Minho didn't care and remained friends with her throughout their school years. Minho used to have feelings for Yin and confessed, but Yin rejected him for reasons that saddened Minho. At that time, Yin wasn't ready for any romantic relationship, including with Minho. I didn't expect to meet here. What brings you here? Just on vacation. Work in Seoul has been stressful, so I decided to take a short break. And you? Same as you. But I have another reason that I can't tell you. I'm sorry. No problem, I understand. Have you recovered from your mental illness? As you can see, I've gotten better, although not completely. Minho smiled, relieved to see his friend had recovered and could smile again. Before, Yin rarely smiled and often cried for no apparent reason. That's why Minho felt sorry for Yin. Witnessing her condition and the bullying she endured for being friends with someone considered crazy. Who did you come with? Is brother Jin here too? Yes. My brother just arrived this afternoon. I came here with my boyfriend. Boyfriend? You already have a boyfriend? Yes. His name is Jian JK. Can I visit tonight? I want to meet brother Jin and also your boyfriend. Sure. How about you join us for dinner tonight? Can I do that? Of course. You're welcome here. Everyone is kind. What about your boyfriend? Is he okay with it? I think so. He's also a very kind person. Alright then. I'll come for dinner tonight. With that, Minho immediately left. Yin, who initially planned to go to the beach alone, suddenly canceled her plan. She was afraid that something might happen to her. Finally, she decided to return to her room. Later that night, everyone gathered outside the villa, hosting a small party to welcome Jin and the others back to Korea. Many foods were prepared by the maids as they intentionally wanted to indulge in a delicious meal tonight. Did you plan all of this, dear? Jin asked while continuously admiring the neatly arranged food on the table. Yes, it's just a small welcome party for you all since you just returned to Korea. Oh my, it seems she has grown up. Someone new arrived and commented. Oh, Minho, you came? Yin exclaimed, making everyone turn towards him. Minho, so, you're here too? Yes, brother, I came for a vacation, and earlier, I accidentally bumped into Yin. JK, seeing this, remained silent and glared sharply at Minho. Well then, please sit and enjoy the feast. And everyone indulged in the dishes on the table. Minho casually interacted with Jin and Yin. Witnessing this, JK felt truly disgusted. He stood up and left the place. JK, where are you going? Suddenly, I feel dizzy, and I feel like vomiting. I need some rest in my room. JK, wait, I'll come with you. No need. You haven't finished eating. Eat. Don't let yourself go hungry and get sick. Without further response, JK left, leaving Yin confused by his sudden change in behavior. After that incident, JK began to distance himself from Yin. He frequently disappeared, acted cold towards her, and often ignored Yin. Even when they returned from Jeju, JK continued to avoid Yin. Yin, seeing JK's behavior, remained silent and couldn't do anything about it. She didn't know why JK suddenly acted cold towards her. The moments when Yin used to welcome JK back from the office disappeared. JK also started coming home late and sometimes returned home drunk. Yin still lived with JK because her presence was still in danger. Even in Jeju, someone in black always followed her without Yin's knowledge. Now she is waiting for JK to come home, constantly looking at the clock which already shows 11 p.m., but JK still hasn't returned. The maids have urged Yin to go to sleep, but she insisted on waiting for JK. Even though her eyes felt heavy, she tried to hold it back. Then the sound of the door opening made Yin quickly turn and see JK entering his mansion. Why do you often come home late? Yin asked as she approached JK, but JK ignored her and kept walking without paying attention to Yin. Suddenly a hand held JK and made him turn to look at Yin with a cold and sharp gaze. Tell me, why have you been ignoring me and acting cold towards me lately? This is not the JK I know. In that case, you don't need to know me. JK brushed off Yin's hand and continued his steps, but this time, his steps stopped when a small hand hugged his waist tightly. Please listen to me for a moment. I don't know how to make you forgive me, even though I don't know my mistake. But at least don't avoid me too much. It makes me feel even more guilty. Tell me what I did wrong, JK. Yin still heard his irregular breath. She began to feel something unusual about him. She immediately released the hug and faced JK from the front. Her eyes widened when she saw his pale face, cold sweat streaming down and covering his forehead and face. JK, are you sick? Before JK could answer, his body collapsed right in front of her, who became his support. His body was so heavy that Yin had difficulty holding it. Finally, Yin screamed for help and instructed the guards to take him to his room. Upon reaching the room, the guards laid down JK's unconscious body on his bed and promptly left. Yin immediately checked JK's body temperature. Oh, it's so hot. It turned out JK had a fever, and his body felt quite warm. Yin left and went to the kitchen to instruct the maid to prepare a basin of water and a small towel. The maid quickly prepared them. Yin returned to JK's room, moistened the towel, and wiped JK's face and neck. Another towel was used as a compress to help reduce his body temperature. When she was about to wipe his chest, Yin suddenly hesitated, grappling with her thoughts. Eventually, she decided to unbutton his shirt one by one. Suddenly, JK's eyes opened wide. What are you doing? Yin swallowed nervously as JK saw his shirt partially open, and he stared back at her with a cold and sharp gaze. I'm just cleaning and compressing your body. You're sick, so I... Without finishing her sentence, JK pulled Yin, pinning her down with his partially open shirt. The compressed towel on his forehead instantly fell. His eyes began to gaze at her as if ready to pounce. JK, what are you doing? Suddenly, a soft object had seized her lips. Yin remained silent, not responding. JK continued enjoying his own activity. However, eventually, she tried to enjoy and respond to what he was doing to her. Feeling a response, JK started gently nibbling his lips, allowing his tongue to play inside. As a result, she opened her mouth, and a tongue duel ensued between them. Running out of breath, JK finally stopped. He looked at her who was trying to catch her breath. Surprising. This time, did you enjoy it? Yin's face turned red, and she immediately turned her face to the side, breaking eye contact. JK, seeing this, just chuckled. Listen to me, baby. JK held her chin to make her look at him again. I don't like it when what's mine is touched by another man, let alone hugged. Yin furrowed her brow as she didn't understand what he had just said. Why are you saying that? And when did I do that? On Jeju Island. Why did you let him hug you? Minho? Don't mention his name. I know he hugged you the first time you met. I was surprised then. I didn't expect him to do that. You should have quickly pushed him away. I did. I pushed him away at that moment. But it took you so long, not fast enough. I felt annoyed watching you both. Annoyed with me or with him? Both, but I'm more annoyed with you. I want you to quickly push away anyone trying to hug you, except for Brother Jin and Brother Yoonji. Okay, I'll do that. So, are you not angry anymore? Should I not be angry? Huh. Kiss me now. JK finally adjusted his position next to Yin, making himself as comfortable as possible. But didn't we already kiss earlier? Earlier, I kissed you. Now, I want you to kiss me. Isn't it the same thing? The point is, kissing. No, this time I want you to be more active than me. Why does it have to be like that? Because I want you to be like that this time. If you don't want to, then I will remain angry. Fine. Finally, Yin got up. Now she was sitting on his lower waist. She lay down, and eventually, their lips met as Yin took the initiative, as JK wanted. After a few minutes. Baby, that's enough. Now get down. What's wrong? Don't move too much. Why? Aren't you aware of your current sitting position? Yin looked a bit confused, gazing at him, who seemed to be holding something back. He looked down, realizing her current sitting position. Eventually, Yin was a bit surprised and immediately stood up from his lower waist. Sorry. JK now appeared relieved but still struggled to control his breath. He massaged his forehead while closing his eyes. Until when do I have to restrain myself like this? JK, is your head hurting? Yes. Do you need to take medicine? No need. I just need to sleep. Let's sleep now. Yin nodded and positioned herself as comfortably as possible beside JK. A few minutes later, they both entered the realm of dreams. The next morning, Yin woke up earlier because her throat felt dry. She noticed a glass of water on JK's nightstand, but reaching for it was limited as someone was hugging his waist, none other than JK. JK was now peacefully asleep, still deep in his dreams. Unconsciously, Yin's hand touched JK's cheek, gently caressing it. He sleeps like a baby. Her fingers slowly stroked every inch of JK's face, reaching his lips. Yin played with his lips, curious to explore them again. Feeling disturbed, JK opened his eyes. "Good morning, baby," he said, then kissed Yin's lips. Seeing that JK was awake, Yin quickly got up and drank the water on the nightstand. After that, she attempted to leave the bed, but JK held her hand and embraced her even tighter. "JK, you have to get up to have breakfast." JK shook his head and embraced Yin even tighter. "I don't want breakfast this morning." "So what do you want to do?" "I still want to be with you here. Can't you pamper me a little?" "Why are you acting so spoiled? You're like a big baby." "But this big baby can still make baby Jian here," he continued, while gently caressing her flat stomach. Once again, Yin's face turned as red as a tomato. JK chuckled, seeing Yin holding back embarrassment before finally kissing her lips, which had become addictive to him. Yin, who was silent, began to enjoy his lips that she had desired since earlier. JK tilted his head to deepen their activity. Yin responded and wrapped her arms around his neck, occasionally caressing his hair gently. As the oxygen supply started to deplete, JK finished by moving his face away. Slowly, his hands gently stroked her face. "I promise to always be with you, no matter what happens." "Thank you, JK, I trust you." "Have they returned to Seoul?" "Yes, boss, and Yin is still living with Jian." JK. "Why is that so? Hasn't Jin returned from Italy?" "I don't know the reason, but it seems like they all agreed for Yin to continue living with JK." "Damn, just causing trouble. I don't want to know. Keep terrorizing her as I told you before." "Yes, boss." "JK, do you have to go?" Yin asked with a whining tone, sticking to his arm, as if unwilling to let him go to work. JK, already dressed in a suit and tie, felt melted by her gaze, and could only sigh. "Baby, did you forget? I haven't been to the office for almost 2 weeks. My workload is piling up now." "But you already started going to the office again the past days. You've even been working overtime." Yin pouted and looked down, feeling disappointed with his answer. "I promised to come home early," he said while kissing the top of her head and gently caressing it. "What time will you come back?" "I will wait for you until that time." "Don't wait for me like that. You'll get bored. Play in the backyard with the maids." "What time will you come back?" "I'll be home by 6 in the evening." "What? That's too late. I don't want that time." "Fine, by 5 in the evening." "No, 3 o'clock. Can't you come back at 3? "Alright, I'll be back at 3. Yin smiled happily hearing that, hugging him tightly. Meanwhile, JK simply patted her back gently. "Alright, I'm leaving now. Take care at home." Yin nodded before JK got into his car and left for the office. Unbeknownst to them, a pair of eyes belonging to a man in a black hoodie and a mask watched their interaction from a distance. His heart burned seeing the affection between JK and Yin. Yin is waiting for JK to come home. It's already 2 p.m., and JK promised to be home by 3 p.m. To confirm, Yin picks up her phone and calls JK. After a few seconds, JK's voice is heard. "Yes, baby? Did you promise to be home by 3? It's already 2. "Yes, baby. I'll be home by 3. "Okay then." Finally, Yin ends the call. While reading a book in the living room, she's surprised by the doorbell. Rushing to open it, she finds no one but a beautifully wrapped box, seemingly a gift. "What's this? I didn't order anything. Could it be from JK?" She wants to ask the guards, but strangely, none of them is at the front. Reading the shipping label with her name on it, her curiosity leads her to open the mysterious box. Before opening the box, she decides to get a drink from the kitchen. There, she sees guards and some maids gathered. Curious, she asks, "What's happening? Why are they all gathered in the back?" "Oh, there was a snake in the backyard, miss. They caught it before it could enter the house." "Oh, I see." Yin returns to the living room, sits on the sofa, and slowly opens the box. Inside, she finds colorful cotton, and as her hand explores, a sudden pain makes her recoil. The box contains broken glass concealed by the colorful cotton, with a letter smeared in blood. Her attention shifted to a letter, and she began reading it. "Listen to me, my beloved daughter. Your demise is imminent, so be prepared to face it. Do you remember your past? Killing my wife and destroying my life. You killed her. You killed your own mother. You murderer. Remember, I will always blame you for my wife's death." "No, father, I didn't kill mom. No." Yin screamed, causing all the maids and guards to rush to her. "Miss, what's happening?" But Yin didn't listen. She continued screaming. The trauma, once nearly healed, had resurfaced. She clutched her head, blood scattered on her clothes. No, I'm not a murderer. I told you, I didn't kill my own mother. The guards tried to calm Yin, who continued screaming and shouting. One maid attempted to contact JK. Let go of me, I'm not a killer. I never killed my mother. Shortly after, JK arrived. Seeing the living room almost covered in blood, JK's eyes met Yin, who tried to free herself from the guards. He approached Yin, taking over the role of the guards. Baby, what's wrong? Why are you like this suddenly? JK, he's back again. He wants to kill me. He said I killed my mother. GK, I didn't kill my mother. Tell him I'm not a murderer. Do you believe me? It's not me. I didn't kill her. Tell him, GK. Yin continued to scream and repeat things she had said before. JK took Yin into his arms, hugging her tightly. Yes, I believe you, baby. You're not a murderer. Calm down. I'm here with you. JK tried to soothe Yin, but she was still trembling and crying non-stop. Yin's condition truly worried JK. He continued to embrace her, gently stroking her back. Unbeknownst to JK, tears welled up in his eyes as he saw Yin like this. His heart truly ached. Why? Why did Yin have to suffer again? Everyone, check the CCTV and see who came here. JK ordered, and the guards nodded obediently. Sorry to disturb you, sir. I saw Miss Yin reading this letter, and suddenly she screamed. One maid said, handing over a piece of paper. JK started reading the letter, his eyes turning sharp and filled with hatred after reading it. So, Mr. Kim, you've started. Well, it seems I was a bit careless. You're really targeting us after we returned from Jeju. 3 days later, JK sat at the edge of Yin's bed. She was lying weakly. He reached for her hand, occasionally planting kisses on it. His eyes seemed unwilling to look away from his beloved's face. It's been 3 days. Are you not going to wake up, baby? JK incessantly hoped for his lover to wake up soon, even willing to skip work just to see Yin conscious. For the past 3 days, Yin lay on the bed with N4 in her hand. The incident triggered a resurgence of her anxiety disorder, despite Yoongi's assurance that she was close to recovery. The events of 3 days ago left her exhausted and unconscious until now. Yoongi mentioned that Yin was merely asleep and reluctant to open her eyes. JK's hand shifted to Yin's forehead, gently stroking it. I'll make sure he dies in my hands. Just wait. Kim Jun-ki. Jin was in extreme panic, pacing around the room, causing everyone to sigh. Brother, aren't you tired? Sit down and calm yourself. I believe Yin will be okay. How can I be calm when my sister's condition is getting worse than before? When she fainted before, she didn't sleep for this long. His eyes then shifted to JK, who looked exhausted as he descended the stairs. They could tell the situation from Yin's still unconscious state. JK, you've looked tired since yesterday. Rest. You might get sick too. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Truthfully, all of them were not only concerned about Yin. Jin and JK were visibly worn out too. We need to capture your father, brother. He has gone too far. Namjoon said, and others nodded in agreement. I know, but his whereabouts are nearly impossible to trace. He's more careful and clever than I imagined. Everyone sighed heavily, feeling the weight of everything. I'll go to Yin's room to keep her company. Rose went upstairs to be with Yin, but seconds later, she returned with a panicked expression. Brother, Yin. Her sentence was cut off as Jin immediately stood up upon hearing his sister's name, followed by a puzzled JK. What happened? What's wrong with Yin? Jin asked Rose, while JK rushed to Yin's room. Rose, what happened? She's not in her room. Suddenly, everyone was shocked and rushed upstairs to Yin's room. Upon arrival, they saw the wide open window. Shortly after, JK ran out of Yin's room and headed to his car. He left the mansion, followed by his guards. Jin, seeing his sister disappear, stared blankly at the bed. Tears rolled down his cheeks. A moment later, he ran out to his car, and others followed. They all scattered tonight, searching for Yin, but she was nowhere to be found. There were no signs to trace. Flashback. 16 years ago. Darling, are we ready to go? Of course. I'll prepare the car. Shortly after, young Yin approached her parents. Mom and Dad, where are you going? Can I come too? Her mother smiled, matching her height to Yin's. Sweetheart, Mom and Dad have important matters to attend to. You don't need to come. Stay home with your brother, okay? But I want to come, Mom. I want to come. I want to come. Honey, we're leaving now. Darling, Yin wants to come too. Do you allow it? What? Yin, you stay home. Mom and Dad will be back soon. He said while gently stroking Yin's hair. Dad, I want to come. Yin whined, and this time she started crying. Her father just sighed, nodded, and Yin's tears subsided, replaced by a smile on her lips. How's it going? Is it enjoyable? Yes, it's enjoyable. 1 hour later. Dad, I'm hungry. Let's buy some snacks. I'm sorry, dear, but it's too late outside. I think all the stores are closed. But I'm hungry. Anyway, I want snacks. I want snacks. Kim Yin, can you be quiet? I need to focus on driving. Jungkook scolded, looking back. Yin fell silent but started crying. Darling, you're too harsh. She's still a child. You always spoil her. This is the result of always treating her like that. She becomes stubborn. But she's still a child. Even if you scold her, she still doesn't understand. Can't you be patient with your child? Didn't I tell you clearly that I only wanted one child? Jin is already enough. Who can plan all that? She was destined to be born. The argument between Yin's parents continued, while Yin cried continuously, causing her father to lose focus and control while driving. And suddenly, a large truck passed in front of them. Her father slammed the brakes abruptly, trying to regain control of the car until the accident couldn't be avoided. Their car crashed into a fairly large tree, with the vehicle now severely damaged at the front. Yin's father and Yin were severely injured. Unfortunately, her mother died instantly at the scene. 3 years after that incident, after the death of his wife, Jungkook began to lose control of himself. He started coming home late, returning drunk, and sometimes bringing cheap women as outlets for his desires. Moreover, he often targeted Yin and would verbally abuse and even physically harm her. Even though Jin could protect Yin when he was at home, whenever Jin was outside or at school, Jungkook took the opportunity to mistreat Yin. One afternoon, Jungkook came home earlier than usual. He saw Yin reading a book in the living room. With a look of hatred, he approached Yin and roughly grabbed his daughter's hand. Yin was surprised when her father harshly pulled her. Dad, where are you taking me? Be quiet and just follow my orders. Dad, please don't hurt me again. Why do you hate me so much, Dad? Because of you. I lost my wife. You're the reason she's dead. You cursed child. He cursed while beating Yin with a wooden stick. Yin began to scream in pain. Jungkook didn't care about his daughter's cries. He kept hitting Yin and speaking harshly to her. You're worthless. If I didn't allow you to leave, maybe she would still be alive. A miserable child. He shouted while relentlessly attacking Yin, blood dripping all over her body, with bruises everywhere. Yin couldn't bear it anymore. She started losing consciousness and eventually fainted. Jin, who had just come home from school, saw his father walking. Dad, where's Yin? Usually she reads books here. Are you still asking about that cursed child? Why do you care about her? Because she's my sister. I have the right to care about her. Jungkook didn't respond and left, leaving Jin behind. Jin's eyes caught a glimpse of Jungkook's hands, and he knew his father had just abused his sister again. Jin ran to the warehouse and saw Yin lying unconscious. He checked Yin's breath, and she was still alive. Guard, help me get to the hospital. Jin shouted while carrying Yin. Yes, young master. Doctor, how is my sister? The injuries on her body are quite severe, some are internal. For the time being, she needs to be hospitalized. After the doctor left, filled with overflowing anger, Jin punched the wall. Shortly after, Jin reached for Yin's small hand and pressed it to his cheek. Jin finally cried, feeling like he had failed to protect his sister. 1 hour later, Yin began to open her eyes and saw a white room, but as she focused, a dark figure similar to her father's body approached Yin. Yin was shocked and screamed incoherently as the figure got closer to her. Dad, please don't hurt me again. Forgive me, Dad. Dad, please don't. Please don't come near. Brother. Instantly, Jin approached Yin and saw Yin frightened. Yin, what's wrong? Brother, he wants to hurt me again. Please, brother, tell Dad not to hurt me again. Back to present. Yin's eyes slowly opened. She couldn't move her body. Now her body was tied on the bed. Suddenly, she heard footsteps approaching. Are you awake? You're my father's henchman, right? Initially, yes, but I'm here to protect you. I won't hand you over to your father. Okay then, please return me to JK, or tell JK to come pick me up. Oh, sorry, I can't do that. Now you belong to me, Yin. What? Yes, you're mine. No longer JK's. Your father and JK, they both will be my opponents. The sound of the bedroom door opening revealed a man carrying a tray of food. Eat so you won't get sick. It's useless to eat if I'm going to die soon. Yin replied without looking at the man. Hearing her response made him sigh deeply. Well then, let's get to know each other. I'm Kai, he said, extending his hand towards Yin. However, Yin just turned away. No need. Once again, Kai sighed and had to tolerate Yin's attitude. Despite Yin still dealing with her mental illness, her interactions with others remained intact, if not improved. Kai tried to persuade Yin to eat, but his efforts were in vain. Yin still refused to eat, ignoring Kai. Despite this, Kai had to be patient, as it was his chance to get closer to Yin. He tried his best to be patient and understanding, driven by his strong desire to have Yin no matter what. Kai attempted various ways to comfort Yin, even occasionally stroking her hair. However, this only intensified Yin's longing, making her eager to see Jian JK and her brother Jin, the ones who always treated her well. Tonight, Kai returned from outside and headed straight to Yin's room. He found Yin sitting on the edge of the bed, seemingly crying and mentioning the names Jin and JK. Seeing this, Kai approached Yin and sat beside her. What's wrong? Why are you crying? I miss my brother and my boyfriend. Once again, it felt like a knife piercing Kai's heart when Yin continuously mentioned the same names in front of him. Are you that in love with him? I love him very much. He's someone who has done a lot for me, helping me forget my past, even though my mental illness hasn't fully healed. Can you let me go back to him? I'm sorry, but I can't. Kai stood up and left Yin, who resumed crying. She truly wanted to go home now, but she was trapped, and she didn't know when Jungkook would find her and be ready to kill her. Brother, JK, will I never see you again forever? Maybe soon. I'll join mom. I really miss you. A week had passed since Yin disappeared, and Jin and JK's conditions worsened. The 7 of them always gathered and stayed overnight at Jin's mansion, continuously discussing and tracking Yin's whereabouts, which remained unknown. Suddenly, JK's phone vibrated, receiving a message from an unknown number. Come to these coordinates. I will bring Yin here. Jungkook will find us, so you must hurry and bring as much help as possible. JK was surprised to receive this sudden message. Tell me, why should I trust you? You might be setting us up. You have to trust me because you have no other choice. I've tried to save Yin, but it seems I'll lose against Jungkook. I will return Yin to you. JK immediately showed the message to the others. After discussing, they started planning and strategizing. Wait for me, baby. I will bring you back to me. Kai, why did you bring me into the middle of the forest? Where are we actually going? Yin, who had been puzzled by Kai's behavior, continued to question him, while Kai remained silent, just leading Yin through the dense forest. Occasionally, Yin glanced back. Yin held Kai's hand tighter, drawing closer to him. Nevertheless, she felt afraid this time. No need to be afraid, I'm here. Flashback. Kai left Yin in the room and heard the girl crying. His ears also picked up Yin mentioning Jin and JK frequently. Painful, Kai's heart felt like it was stabbed with hot iron. Was there no chance for him to enter Yin's heart? Simultaneously, Sihan saw Kai standing in front of Yin's room. Sihan approached Kai and tapped his shoulder. What are you doing? Kai remained silent, continuing to gaze at Yin from the outside. Sihan followed Kai's gaze, watching Yin. Do you still love that girl? I love her deeply, but I'm not strong enough to protect her. If that's the case, let her go. Give her back to JK. Jungkook will find this place for sure. Yes, I've been thinking about it. Perhaps it's for the best. Flashback off. With quick steps, Kai continued to take Yin to the coordinates he had informed JK. He couldn't ask JK to come to his hiding place because he knew Jungkook would find Yin sooner than JK. Where are we going, Kai? You said you wanted to go back to JK, right? I'll take you to him. Yin smiled upon hearing it, but their steps stopped when a man and several others surrounded them. Well, it seems there's a traitor here. Kai recognized the voice and tried to protect Yin from behind. His eyes widened in shock when he saw his friend, Sihan, severely injured. Fists clenched, Kai tried to shoot Jungkook, pointing the gun at him. How dare you hurt Sihan? Yin, whatever happens, stay behind me. So, during all this time, I trusted the wrong person. In that case, the traitor must be eliminated. Jungkook signaled his men to shoot, and Kai prepared to release the bullets from his gun. Yin, after I give the signal to run, you have to leave as fast as you can. There's a straight path ahead. Don't get lost. I'll catch up with you later. Do you understand? Yes, I understand. Yin prepared her steps, and Kai readied his gun. Now. Bullets started flying from Kai's gun, and Yin ran quickly, managing to escape. Damn it, finish him. and I'll chase that girl." Jungkook ordered his men to shoot, and Kai did his best to dodge the bullets. However, it was futile, as he was outnumbered, and Jungkook's men's bullets hit him. Kai fell to the ground, covered in blood. Kai knew it was the final seconds of his life. He smiled while thinking of Yin. "Finally, I can set you free. I love you, Yin." Kai's eyes gradually closed, and he died protecting Yin. Meanwhile, a girl tried to run with all her might. She felt that she couldn't run anymore. Occasionally, she looked back to make sure her father wasn't following her. Unable to continue, she had to rest under a tall tree. Yin leaned her body against it and regulated her breathing. "What about Kai? Is he okay?" Suddenly, someone touched her shoulder and turned her body. Yin, feeling it, immediately closed her eyes out of fear. "It's me, baby. Open your eyes." Yin cautiously opened her eyes, witnessing someone she had missed all this time. Without hesitation, JK embraced Yin tightly. I finally found you, baby. I missed you so much." Unable to believe what she saw, Yin returned to JK's embrace just as tightly. "JK, is it really you? Am I dreaming?" "It's not a dream. It's really me, baby. I'm sorry I'm late." Yin tightened the hug even more and continued crying. "We better leave this place. I don't want anything dangerous to happen." JK released the hug and held Yin's hand, leading her out of the forest. However, Yin stopped him and looked back. "What's wrong, baby?" "I'm waiting for someone who brought me here and saved me, but until now, he hasn't arrived yet." JK knew who brought Yin here, and even the person who told JK to enter this forest was Kai. "He will catch up. Let's go." JK pulled Yin's hand, and they left the area. However, in the middle of their journey, someone stopped their steps, and it was none other than Jungkook. Well, if it isn't Jian JK. The man laughed, pointing a gun at both of them. JK didn't stay silent. He also took his gun from his jacket and aimed it at Jungkook. "Yin, hide behind that tree over there quickly," JK ordered. Yin obeyed and ran towards a large tree. Yin's heart started pounding. What is this? Why is it like this? She felt déjà vu. This situation was exactly like what she had dreamed of. Yin grew more afraid, vividly remembering the end of her dream. JK dying in her embrace. Yin didn't want it to end like that. Yin didn't want. She began to panic, her body trembling. No, this wouldn't be the same as her dream. JK would win, and she would survive. That was the only hope in Yin's heart. "If you want to kill her, step over me first." Quickly releasing his bullets, JK shot at Jungkook. His opponent didn't stay idle. He shot back at JK, initiating a bullet exchange between them. Suddenly, Jungkook aimed his hand at the tree where Yin was hiding. Quickly, JK shielded Yin's body until the bullet hit JK's shoulder. JK got shot with the remaining strength he had, and he retaliated against Jungkook. JK's shot hit its mark, and Jungkook died from the bullet to his head, while JK collapsed into Yin's embrace. Yin's hand felt a liquid flowing from JK's shoulder. Slowly, she raised her hand and saw the blood. Instantly, Yin's eyes widened. "JK, you got shot? Oh no." JK was weak, and Yin helped him sit on the ground, wiping JK's face. "Are you okay, baby?" JK asked, trying to endure the pain in his shoulder. Tears streamed down Yin's face, witnessing what had just happened. "This can't be, JK. Tell me this can't be happening, please. This has to be a dream. Tell me it's just a dream." Slowly, JK's hand began to gently caress Yin's face. "Baby, listen to me. He's gone. The one who made you suffer is gone. So, promise me, after this, you will always be happy. Whatever happens, never cry again." Yin's cries intensified. She hugged JK tightly, who was bleeding more. "What are you talking about? You have to stay. Please don't leave me. You promise me, JK. You won't leave me. Keep your promise. Please stay." However, JK's hand, which caressed Yin's face, fell, and his eyes were closed. "Brother, whoever, please come here. Where are you all?" Not long after, Jin, Jimin, and the others along with the guards ran towards the two of them. They were all shocked to see JK, who had been shot and was bleeding. "Brother, JK, he..." "Quickly, let's take him to the hospital." Several nurses and doctors were running, pushing a stretcher with JK's body lying on it. After the incident, JK's friends and others found Yin crying and screaming in the forest. They rushed JK to the hospital for treatment, seen bringing him into the emergency room. Yin, who had been crying in Jin's embrace, couldn't stop worrying. "Brother, Will JK survive? I'm afraid he'll really leave me. I dreamt he died once. Calm down. I'm sure he'll make it. You just need to pray and stay calm. Jin tried to reassure his sister, while the others waited for JK's surgery. As midnight approached, the surgery had yet to be completed. 3 hours later, a doctor came out of the operating room with an uneasy expression. Yin approached the doctor and asked, "Doctor, how's JK?" The doctor took a deep breath and looked at Yin and the others. "We successfully removed the bullet from his body, just narrowly missing his heart. He also lost a lot of blood before, and now his condition." The doctor didn't finish the sentence, leaving Yin curious. She approached the doctor. "What happened? Tell me the truth." Impatiently, Yin demanded answers. Finally, the doctor spoke carefully. "Mr. Jian JK. His condition is critical, and he's in a coma. 3 weeks have passed. Currently, JK's condition remains the same, lying weakly on the hospital bed. Yin, who faithfully waits for JK to regain consciousness, can only cry and continue to pray. Is this your response because I often leave you? Is this what it feels like when I faint, and you wait for me to wake up, right?" Yin continues talking to JK to dispel her loneliness. Yin's hand still holds JK's hand, the respiratory aid, and the heart monitor showing JK's heartbeat, sometimes normal, sometimes not. Unconsciously, Yin's tears fall again, this time landing on JK's hand that she is holding. "I miss you, JK." The door opens, revealing 3 people entering. JK's parents and her brother, Jin. Yin immediately stands up, wipes her tears, and bows to JK's parents. "How is JK? Has there been any sign of him waking up?" "Not yet, Auntie." "Has the doctor come in for a checkup today?" "Yes, Uncle. The doctor came in earlier while I was here." "What did the doctor say, Jin?" "There's no progress yet, but his internal injuries are starting to heal, Uncle." "Here, I brought food for you all. Thank you for taking turns watching over JK." "Yin, you should eat. Your body is getting thinner. If you get sick, Jin will be more stressed, right, Jin?" "That's right. Don't let yourself get sick too." Suddenly, Yin bows in front of JK's parents. "Uncle, Andy, forgive me for JK getting hurt like this because of saving me." "Yin, get up, stand up straight. He made that choice himself. He chose you. He made this decision. If you want to repay his kindness, stay loyal to him and never betray him." "I won't betray him, Uncle." "That's enough for us, Yin. Okay, we'll come again tonight. For those of you staying here, don't forget to eat. Don't get sick yourselves." "Yes, Andy." After that, JK's parents leave. This is how it goes every day. Jaemin, Jope, Namjoon, and V take turns watching over JK. Jin and Yin are always on standby, alternating at the hospital. JK's parents visit in the morning before going to the office and in the evening after returning from work. "Yin, let's eat. You didn't have breakfast earlier, right?" Jin says, sitting on a sofa, unwrapping the food brought by JK's parents. "I'm not hungry, brother." Yin replies, still waiting for JK to wake up. Jin approaches his sister sitting next to JK. "Yin, if you don't eat, you might get sick. What if you suddenly faint when JK wakes up?" His words make Yin silent for a moment, pondering what her brother said. "If he knows you're not eating, he will be very angry when he wakes up. You know what he's like, right?" Yin looks at JK's pale face with a respiratory aid attached to it, thinking about what her brother said, which is indeed true. JK will be angry if he knows Yin refuses to eat. She releases her grip on JK's hand and walks to the table to fill her stomach. This time, Jin successfully persuades his sister. "Eat plenty. I'll go out to get your clothes. They will come here soon to accompany you." "Who?" "Maybe V. I don't know. We'll see who comes later. I'll go now." Yin just nods, and Jin leaves the patient's room. Yin immediately devours the food on the table, and not long after, Rose arrives with Jaemin and V. "How is he? Has he woken up?" Rose asks, approaching Yin. Yin shakes her head, looking at Rose with a melancholic gaze. "Will he wake up, Rose?" Rose is silent with the question from her friend. She knows how Yin feels right now. "Why is your appetite so good today?" "JK's mother happened to bring my favorite menu this time, so I felt like eating." "Where's your brother?" "He just left before you came." Yin answers while cleaning her food. V and Jaemin nod, walking towards JK's bed. They spend an hour there, and eventually, they take turns saying goodbye to Yin. Now, Yin is alone with JK again. Yin walks up to JK, sits next to him, and takes JK's hand to hold. JK, I miss you. I miss the times when you hugged me. I miss your warm body. I miss everything. Look at you. Just lying there with your eyes closed all day. Aren't you bored? I'm sure you are. You tried to open your eyes for me, but it seems challenging. Wake up quickly. There are so many things we haven't done yet. Yin's words are interrupted as she breaks into tears alone in the room. You know, I've made plans to spend time together. We'll go sightseeing around Seoul, visit Namsan Tower, and place a love lock there. We'll ride bikes together around the park. I want to do all of that with you. So please wake up, and let's do everything. Yin's tears flow endlessly, streaming down her cheeks. Please don't leave me. I still need you, JK. You promised not to leave me, and I promise to always be faithful to you. I even made that promise in front of your parents. So wake up. Yin's cries echo loudly in the hospital room. That's what always happens when Yin is left alone in that room. The next day, Yin has just returned from outside the hospital, buying food for herself. Today, she received news that JK's parents have an important meeting in the evening and cannot come to the hospital. This means Yin has to buy her own dinner. However, when she enters JK's room, it's unexpectedly dark. Why is it suddenly dark? Is the light broken? Yin tries to find the light switch. Besides, it's already late, making Yin shiver, especially now that she's in the hospital. Yin gropes the wall to turn on the light. Suddenly, she stumbles over something, causing her to fall onto the sofa. Unbeknownst to her, someone is lying on top of her. Yin reaches up and feels a hard object until her hand rests on a boxy item. What is this? Her hand moves downward, and she touches. Baby, what are you doing? Yin withdraws her hand after hearing a heavy sigh. The light comes back on as someone flips the switch. Then Yin looks at the person. JK? JK smiles at Yin, who is staring at him in surprise. Slowly, JK's face approaches Yin's and he gently captures her lips. Initially, Yin is silent, confused about what just happened, but eventually, she responds to JK's kiss. It's a tender kiss filled with longing. Then, his lips gently touch Yin's forehead, full of love. I missed you, my love. Yin, still not understanding the situation, is torn between happiness and surprise. When did you wake up? Just now, when I was alone. I pressed the call button, and the nurse had trained me to sit and walk. I wanted to surprise you by turning off the lights, but when you bumped into me, I fell. It seems my body is still a bit weak. I'm relieved that you've awakened. Yin is currently very happy, but for some reason, amidst her happiness, she also wants to cry. Yin's tears slowly fall, and JK immediately hugs her tightly. Baby, I'm sorry. You must have been very worried about me. I often heard you crying next to me. Can you hear me? I can, but my eyes are very weak. I want to open them and see you, but I have no strength at all. It feels like I've been dreaming all day. Oh, I'll inform everyone that you're awake now. JK nods, still smiling. Then Yin starts calling Jin, JK's mother, and other friends. They are all very happy to know that JK has recovered, even though his body is still very weak. 3 days after that, JK has been allowed to go home, but with the condition that he must rest a lot at home. Yin faithfully takes care of JK at home. 1 week later. Currently, Jin is visiting the JK mansion. Jin and JK are sitting together. Brother, I want to marry Yin. So now you truly love my sister? Bro, why do you ask that? After what I've been through so far, do you still doubt my love for Yin? No, I just wanted to make sure. After all, your relationship started with you wanting to help her recover. Brother, actually, from the beginning, I was already interested in her. You know that, right? Why else would I take care of her? Alright, I trust you. Moreover, from everything that has happened, it's already enough evidence of your feelings for my sister. Okay then, when do you want to marry her? Just 2 weeks from now. How about that? Okay, prepare all your necessities. The awaited day has arrived. JK and Yin are now holding a grand wedding ceremony. It's truly a beautiful moment for the beginning of their new life. They are now officially husband and wife. Yin's life, which was once filled with terror and fear, has now changed into happiness, especially because she now has a husband who is truly precious to her.